Buy it in bottles. Richard Ashcroft on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais, with me Steve Merchant and Karl Pilkington. Now listen up, right? It's the Sony Awards this Thursday. Now, for those who don't know, the Sony Awards are like the Oscars for radio presenters and producers and everything, right? So, and as you know, me and Steve, we love to win. We want to win this one. This is the last time the panel will be listening, so I want a good, clean, tight show,
okay.
Right? So no swearing, joking aside, no swearing, nothing controversial and nothing in bad taste, all right? Good luck out there.
Aren't we a little bit buggered then?
Well, yeah. So, all right, Karl?
Yeah, that's all right. It's just when you say things like, make it a good one. Sometimes it sort of puts a bit of pressure on and things slip out that you shouldn't say and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Have you ever had that?
What, when you can't?
It's like, I'll tell you one story, right? I'll tell you a couple, actually. That one's just come to mind right now, right? There was a fella who my dad was going to meet. I don't know if I told you this before, right? But I have told you, when it was a party and everyone was saying, Dave's coming, he looks like Ken Dodd. But don't say anything, have I told you?
yeah, go on, what is it again?
And everyone's like, right, and my dad's like, I've never met him, I wonder if he does look like Ken Dodd. And everyone's saying, yeah, but don't say anything. Yeah. Because you'll accidentally, say it and...
Young Bunches, you might go, Young Bunches to meet you.
So the thing is, when this fella turns up, he did look like Ken. My dad couldn't believe it. First thing he said, nice to meet you, Ken.
Oh, no.
His name's Dave. And that's the sort of thing. There was another one, right? At a station that I worked at in Manchester, right? There was this girl who worked in the newsroom, right? And she had a plastic arm, right?
Right.
And this presenter, nice bloke, he didn't, he's not out to hurt anyone, went up to her, sat down, was chatting for a bit, touched the arm, said, what lovely skin you've got.
What did she say?
I think, she's probably used to it, so she wasn't bothered. And then, right, this is brilliant. This is a sort of gaff he made on air, right? And like I say, he's a nice bloke, so he meant nothing by it, right? But he does this competition on the air, gets a caller on, right? And he's talking to the woman saying, thanks for calling in and to play, I don't know, what have I got in my pocket or whatever they used to play on the show, right? And talking to the woman, in the background there's this noise, right? Like that, right? So he's talking, and he goes, have you got a pet parrot? She said, no, it's my Down syndrome kid.
Oh, dear.
Oh. The thing is, awards don't matter.
No, I don't think so.
Play record?
I don't think so. So we're not out to offend or annoy.
Appropriate words there. That's the Smiths and Panic. Don't worry about it, Karl. People know that you haven't got a malicious bone in your body. So they know it's confusion. Don't worry.
No, it did happen. So it's
I know, yeah. So, what have you been doing this week, Steve?
Well, I'll tell you what, at the beginning of the week I was incredibly annoyed by Karl.
Why?
No, because I remember you had a little discussion with Karl a while back saying that you thought he was lazy at times.
Yeah.
And, you had various criticisms of his work.
Yeah.
And I got a call from him. He said, I should have told you, I had a phone call. Someone said that they were trying to get hold of Steve Merchant to offer him some lucrative voiceover work. Now,
that is money for old rope.
It's money for old rope.
You're in there for about 20 minutes and it's thousands of pounds.
If there are children listening who are still at school, they should definitely, when the careers guy says, what do you want to do? Try and get voiceover work. Just become a voiceover artist. It's money for old rope.
Yeah.
So I can't believe my luck because, I love money for old rope.
Yeah.
And I said, well, what's the information? He said, I don't know. I deleted the message. It was on his answer, and he deleted the message. I said, right, when did the message come? He said, last week. So he took a week to tell me that he had deleted the message.
Why, just because it wasn't for you?
I mean, I don't know how selfish that is, Karl.
No, what happened is, right, I got back off holiday. I was at home.
Yeah.
So I called up my voicemail, right, because I can do that.
Yeah.
Remote access, right? Because I've got to know what's going on at work.
Of course.
Called in, it was still my day off. I was going through the messages.
Yes.
Heard one from some company saying, we're after Steve Merchant.
Yeah.
We want him to do some voiceover work.
Yeah.
Right? I can't remember the name of it, but
Thanks.
I thought, right, I'll remember to tell Steve.
A week later.
It doesn't matter, does it? You still got the message, and they
What message?
Yeah, but voiceovers have to be done in the next couple
Well, I
of
didn't
days.
get the message. All I got was there was a company, I don't remember the name, and they phoned you. They wanted voiceover. How does that help me? There are hundreds of thousands of media companies.
I
You
was
didn't take
more-
down a number. You didn't take down a name. Nothing.
I was more puzzled why they'd want you to voice anything.
He's having a go.
I don't know why.
but listen to that voice.
You must be annoyed. You must be annoyed.
I mean, talk about rubbing salt into the wound.
No, but listen to you.
Oh, God.
I don't know I don't know how you think. I don't know how your mind works.
Well, I was thinking there must be a tractor sale on somewhere.
What do I care?
What's
No, hang on a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
The
I
worm
don't
has
care.
turned.
I don't care if they want me to advertise, the latest designs in pirate fashion wear. I will do a voiceover because it's money for old rope. I don't care what you think of my voice. Someone was interested. They were offering me money. And you decided arbitrarily, they probably wouldn't want it. They probably made a mistake. They wouldn't like the way he talks anyway. I'll delete the message.
No, the thing is, right,
What if that had been a girl?
I get paid to sit here on a Saturday,
Yeah.
right? Play CDs and that, help out with the show, get you decent prizes. I think I do me bit,
Sure.
right? It isn't about running your voiceover work.
So hang on. So Carl, let me just get this right. If someone was ever to phone me, right, trying to get in touch with you to offer you work, you'd want me to just ignore the message. That is what you're saying to me. You'd prefer that I deleted the message, I ignored it altogether. That's what you'd want for me to do. That's what you'd want me to do.
What? Someone's calling you for some
Someone's
work for
phoned me. They say, I can't. I don't know. I'm a friend of a friend. I've got your number, Steve. I would love to use Karl Pilkington for an
Well, you've never
exciting
called me,
sex
so has it
scene.
happened? Has it
Well,
happened?
I'm saying in the future, if it was to occur, do you want me to just ignore it? Is that what you prefer me to do?
Well, it's not like that, though. I did tell you. I told you the message.
You didn't. What? You told me a week later with none of the
Oh.
information I needed.
Carl, that doctor called last week. That kidney's ready for that little girl that you were doing that sponsored walk for. I forgot to tell you. Oh, I hope it's still all right. They keep it on ice, don't they? I think they do.
Selfish, Carl. So selfish. And you've lost us a cent.
Beautiful bit of Snoop on XFM, yeah? Mm-hmm. Kicking it with Ricky
old
Gervais.
school, yeah.
Sweet. Steve Merchant and Karl Pilkington. What has happened to Karl? Because Karl, I thought, is this sort of sweet little buffoon, almost childlike in his ways. You know what I mean? Like Charlie Brown after some sort of head injury, and now he's. And now he's coming back like that, having a go at not caring about voiceover work. It's like, because Heat have written about him a couple of weeks, it's like he thinks he's better than you in some way.
I do care, though. You're out of order saying that, right? Because
Carl-
I've sorted you out with tickets for stuff.
He doesn't turn up to.
Carl, I received a phone call. You deleted the message offering me voiceover work. You're as bad as my agent. I'm appalled by it. And I thought we were friends.
At least his agent, when he does it, is losing himself money as well.
Yeah, exactly.
You've got no comeback. You're still sweet. And to have a go is you've got a mank whine. Right?
For a voice.
Like a cartoon Gallagher brother on Coronation Street. I mean, and yes, Steve does sound like a Wurzel, but that doesn't, do you know what I mean?
No.
What about Jethro? Jethro does well. Jethro gets on Des O'Connor anytime he wants.
Just has to phone Des up.
And he's on there.
Straight on
and
there.
he's whining like a Wurzel as well. So, to say that is a rubbish...
all right, apart from that then, what else have I done that's wound you up?
Well, that's a good starting point because you haven't even apologised.
No, it's a shock because that's the first time I've let you down. And I didn't really let you down because I passed on the message.
You didn't. Well, we've been through it. You didn't pass on the message. Saying I deleted a message for you is not passing on the message. I mean, I just think what's happened is that you've got a little bit of celebrity now from the show. I mean, I've seen you being recognised in pubs and stuff, or people have come up and they said, "Are you Karl?" Because they've seen Ricky. Now, it just seems to me that you are not keeping yourself grounded. You are just, you cannot deal with fame. You've not got the intelligence to cope with the celebrity, and you're just becoming this kind of ego-driven monster.
Now it's getting.
It scares me, Karl. You're not the man I remember.
Look,
a bit nasty.
I put a lot of work into this on Saturday. This isn't even my proper job, right? Where were you in the week?
Oh, he's got you there.
What?
Where were you in the week? I said, let's meet up. Let's, come up with some new features and that. Where were you?
Karl, you phoned me about an hour before you wanted to meet. That is not what I would call. I mean, that is arrogance right there.
That's the way I work.
That's arrogance right there. That's ego right there.
He couldn't go. When I came in, he said, "Where's Steve?" I said, "Steve can't make it." I had to tell him why. Steve was staying in to tidy up because his landlady was coming. This he couldn't get over. He could not get over that you couldn't make it because you had to stay with your landlady. He talked about it for about the hour when we were working.
What are you talking? last week I had a bad throat. You wouldn't
what
tolerate
did you
that.
do
You
last
wouldn't
week
accept that.
when you had a bad throat? Where were you? Why couldn't we do any work then? Because you were at home with your mum and your dad.
You were on holiday, weren't you?
Why didn't you get your mum and your dad to clean the flat?
Oh, he's done it again. He's done you again, mate. Play a record.
How has he done me? What? They live in Bristol.
Yeah, the joke's on you. He couldn't get him to clean the flat. Ah.
I don't know who's laughing at who now.
Right, listen.
Can we just go back to laughing at Karl?
Okay.
Because I know where we stand there.
Okay, all right.
Do you want to,
That's the natural order of things.
I know, yeah.
The world's gone topsy-turvy.
he's stepped out of the pecking order.
Right, well, someone who I don't let down, right, are the listeners of this show. Do you want to read out the prizes for Rockbusters? We'll get that one in.
Are we not doing Rockbusters again, are we?
Yeah.
Well, it was a shambles last week. We cancelled it 2 weeks ago. What?
There you are right there, Rick. I mean, both you and I, and let's be honest, we're the guys with our names on the poster.
I know,
It's supposed to be your show. And
our faces.
Exactly, and yet...
we have to be on tube stations with people laughing at us.
Yeah, well, they're not laughing at me, right?
Wow, I don't know. What do you think people think of the poster, Karl? Seriously.
No, I don't want to know his opinion. It's just going to be insulting. My point is this,
he was
Rick.
looking at you.
My point is this, Rick. We used to be able to decide what the content of this show was.
I know.
Now it's him. It's just him. He wants to do Rockbusters. He gets to do it.
I know. And it's awful, Robert. Like Tourette's Trent D'Arby. Not only is that offensive, it doesn't work as a clue.
Saying that, have you come up with anything for this week?
What's the prizes?
Oh, we got the prizes. We've got a brand new XFM, stylish XFM DJ bag.
That is actually quite nice, actually.
Yeah, we've got in there a 12-inch from the XFM remix album. This has got The Cure on there and the Prodigy remixes from them, which is quite handy. We've got a little mouse mat there with the XFM logo on. And here's what everyone's waiting for, the CDs and DVDs.
Yeah.
Once again, the X list. This is the compilation that XFM have put out. It's actually very good. Smash Hits, the reunion. Let me see what we got on there. Aha, obviously, Wham, Duran Duran, all your favourite 80s and 90s classics. Another copy of DVD, Steve Coogan's Run DVD. What else is this here? Low Fidelity All Stars. Blah, 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 blah. There's Voodoo House and Ghost Funk on there, Rick. I'm sure that'd be right up your street. And also on DVD, Man
Is that
Child.
with or without Wrecked Train?
So yeah, not a bad little selection there, Karl.
You've done well there. So go on and do the clues then. Let's do Rockbusters now.
Well, I'll bung a song on.
And wow, yeah.
I love the fact that he was taking the piss out of your voice. I'll bung a song on. Hey, it's Tripe and Cowwheels tonight. Now as griddling as gravy.
To be honest, Karl, let's be honest. If Ricky Gervais can get voiceover work,
do you know what I mean?
There's got to be a place for me.
Where do you think the place for him is?
Well, look, right, you were talking about your face on the poster. It's not all bad, because I read something last night that can help you out. Right? And it's amazing. So we're talking about that.
Play a record, Karl.
Warren Zevon ain't that pretty at all on XFM.
104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais with me, Steve Merchant and Karl Pilkington. Right, Karl, calm now. The Sonys, they're listening. We've got to win this award. We're just bickering. Right, what's this thing that can help Steve out? What are you talking about?
No, we'll talk about that in a bit.
What are we doing now?
We'll do Rockbusters, get that up and running.
Yes, sir.
Get the email busy.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Right.
okay. Go on then.
Right, so you know how it works. Cryptic clues, initials.
Well, as I say
out.
every week, they're not strictly cryptic. It's more, what am I thinking that starts with these letters?
Is
Sometimes.
craptic a word? Is that a word? Craptic? Because...
Oh.
Anyway.
Oh, God.
So last week, one of them was these people from the East Midlands can't help swearing.
Yeah, Tourette's Trent D'Arby.
Tourette's Trent
That's
D'Arby.
the sort of shite we're dealing with to try and get a Sony.
Right, so here's the clues and that. First one.
And that. What are we after here? The artist?
Yeah.
The band name or solo artist?
It's, I'll tell you in a minute.
Okay.
Go on.
So the first one, the hitchhiker needs a lift, but in something bigger than a car.
Go on, what's the initials?
VH, right? The hitchhiker needs a lift, but in something bigger than a car.
Yeah.
Right? Second one, don't be selfish, hand some of it out to your mates.
Right.
The initial there is C. Right?
Yeah.
Don't be selfish, hand some of it out to your mates. And the
Sure,
third
that's
one,
not what is Karl. He's selfish.
no,
Begins with C.
right? And the third one, the Scottish fellas can't get into their emails.
Right, okay.
The Scottish fellas can't get into their emails.
Go on then.
Right, the initials there, KL. Right, so quickly again, the hitchhiker needs a lift, but in something bigger than a car. VH.
Yeah.
Don't be selfish. Hand some of that out to your mates.
Right.
That's C.
This is your last chance, Carl.
And the Scottish fellas can't get into their emails.
If I hear anything like Wetney Houston or D Trout Spinners or Tourette's Trent D'Arby coming out of this, we're never doing it again. Okay? Have you got monkey news for this week?
Don't know if I want to do it this week. So, just because breakfast do it and that, and just leave it maybe this week. See what happens. See if we need it. We'll see.
Sometimes I don't know. Play a record a minute, Carl. I'll talk to you off air. Play a record.
Or what?
What's the email address again?
ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk.
Okay.
Right? That's where the email the answer's in.
So we've got to remind you whose show it is. Play a record.
Right.
Stop My Head, Ivan Dando on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais, and with me, arguing like nutters, are Steve Merchant and Karl Pilkington. Okay, all right? Calm down. Right.
Right, let's just chill. Let's just chill.
Yeah, right.
What did you do last night, Rick?
I watched I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. I tried last week. I knew Tufnell was going to come through. I knew he was. I went to put a bet on, and it was 11-4. And I thought, that's not worth it. I could put on 400 quid, and I reckon I'd have won 1100 because I reckon he's going to win.
Yeah. So that is annoying. I suppose if you could go back in time, you'd probably change things. Do you know what I'd do if I could go back in time? I'd go back in time, stop Hitler from being born.
But then it might be worse because someone else might have come along and he'd been even better. It's like a novel.
Yeah, you're right.
Ben Alton would write a novel like that or something, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Well, our things would be different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I popped to the cinema last night, and it was a joy of an experience because for the first time, I went to see X-Men 2. I
want to see that.
Yeah, really
I saw one. I don't like that sort of thing. I've never been a comic book, never been a geek like yourself. Not yourself, but I mean, you're not a geek in that sense. You're different. I mean,
like the traditional sense.
No.
I'm one of those sexier geeks. Those modern sexy geeks.
Yeah. But I really enjoyed it, and 2's meant to be even better, isn't it?
I really enjoyed it. Yeah, it's good fun. But more so than the film was the fact that the actual cinema experience, for the first time in a long time, I actually enjoyed because I just had such a problem with the cinema.
Well, I can't go. I have to wait about 3 weeks till it dies down and go in the afternoon. I can't be sat next to people. I don't know why people go to the cinema to eat. Have something before you go in there.
Yeah.
Rattling, crunching. Why is this experience? This film has cost £50 million. It's meant to be an emotional, artistic experience. It's not meant to be something that's on while you're chowing down. I don't know. But people leave their mobile on. I want it when someone answers, you go, I can't talk now. I want to go, don't smack them on their face with it.
Yeah. No, well, I went to the cinema a while back to see Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Oh, yeah.
That art house film. And a woman sat next to me, huge, fat blubber of a woman.
But it's up to her. She's earned enough money. She can eat more than she needs.
Sure, but don't squeeze into a seat next to me in the cinema, right, with your flesh, curving over the armrest that we're having to share, right, God. Next to her little weasel of a husband. She's got one of those huge kind of hog-sized barrels of popcorn.
You don't reckon he was one of them feeders?
It was very similar. It really was. She, as you say, she's chowing down on the popcorn. She's one of those women who she's not come out to see a film. She's come out to eat, and if a film happens to be showing, then she'll watch it.
Yeah,
really winds me up. He's got the hot dog and everything. She's eating, and now popcorn already annoys me because
and she goes to him, "Are you going to eat that?" He goes, "Well, I was thinking of it. Give it to me.
But I don't know why it was that popcorn became the thing you eat in the cinema. It's like you say, you've made these films, and someone's there thinking, "Well, we've made this great film. We've got the sound mix right, but what we need is something that'll just slightly irritate everyone during the film."
And to see the size of the buckets that go in their popcorn.
But why not serve soup or something? Or yogurt?
Oh, the slurping would drive me mad. And the spoon touching the bottom of the thing would drive me mad. Don't serve anything. There's no reason you have to do this and go, oh God, I need to eat.
Well, this was...
Plan it. You don't go and play tennis eating what you plan it, don't you?
Well, exactly. Exactly. Eat before we come out.
Yeah.
Have a sandwich. Have a corned beef sandwich.
Do you know what, right? What annoyed me is I found out in across America when they showed Schindler's List, they banned popcorn, right? Out of respect to the film. What? So they're saying all the other films, sod it, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Well, this one cost 100 million. It doesn't matter. You can eat popcorn through that.
Yeah.
I mean, ban it through all films.
Well, this woman was one of those ones. She may as well have had a trough in front of her. I mean, she was a state, right?
Oh,
and she's doing
God.
She's an idiot as well, because the trailer comes from, I remember at the time, the trailer came on for AI, that film AI.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know if you've seen the trailer for it, but it's something like, I don't know exactly, but it's something like, Martin is a 6-year-old boy.
Yeah, he's 20 kilograms, he's 3 foot high, yeah.
But he is not human.
Yeah.
He's a robot.
Yeah.
And she's watching, she's just watching that, right? Bear in mind, the point of the trailer, he's a robot.
Yeah.
She says, how old was he again? I wanted to slap her. I was livid. I went, he's a robot. He's a robot, that's what's important. She says, a trailer comes on for a war film. She goes, I shan't be seeing that. She just announces it, I shan't be seeing that. And I'm bored with war films. Bored with them. Next.
Oh, God.
And then, so the title card comes up for Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. You know, like at the beginning, they do everything. Yeah. It comes up, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Now, she's in the cinema. She goes, what a stupid name for a film. I was thinking, but you paid to see it. And then it says subtitles in brackets. She goes, oh, it's not subtitled, is it? So it comes on, and I think, in the film, I think they speak maybe Mandarin or Chinese or something, I'm not sure, but let's say it's Mandarin. So they come on, they start, and it's all subtitled, and they start speaking in this Mandarin or Chinese, and she just starts going, I think chong chong, I think chong chong, I think chong chong chong, in the cinema, just saying it out loud.
No.
She and her boyfriend are cracking up, they're all weeping with laughter, right? And I'm trying to watch this film.
He's got to laugh, otherwise she bites him.
Exactly. So I'm so livid. So I really make a show of getting up with all my stuff. I get up and I kind of clamber over some of the seats.
Yeah.
I sit down next to these 2 teenage girls with the mobile phone.
Oh,
God. The mobile phone goes off, and like you say, instead of, I mean, it should have been off anyway.
Yeah, of course.
But let's say, instead of it being, instead of immediately thinking, oh God, and switching it off hurriedly, they take the call in the cinema. I'm in the cinema. Yeah, no, I'm in the start having a conversation. And I was thinking to myself, you're 16, unless that is your business partner in Hong Kong phoning you, saying the deal is not going to go through, which I suspect it's not. I suspect it's probably Gareth, or Gavin, or your boyfriend Tony saying, do you want to do me behind the bike sheds later? Yeah. I suspect that's who it is.
Yeah.
Switch off the phone, or very least, get out.
I know.
Get out of the cinema. But I can't, I mean, I don't know where these people were brought up or raised. I don't know who it was that told them this was behaviour that you could do.
I really want to have cinema police.
Yeah.
Right, you go in there, and if the phone goes off, you get your money back and you're asked to leave.
Yeah.
Straight away. Any whispering, go, if you whisper again, you know, if you're too stupid
to be able to figure out the plot.
Yeah, just, they tell you what age you should be, right, to get that film.
Yeah.
That's it. If you listen and you're not eating and you're not talking, then you should be able to get a film.
Well, I was in the cinema last night, and as I came in, there was a big queue, and as I came in, there was people there, taking your ticket, showing you to your seat. Now, when did it happen that I was no longer able to find my own seat at the cinema? Why is it that I can go in the daytime, I can find I'm left to fend for myself? But now it seems that on a Friday night, there's so many stupid people out there who can't find their decent seat.
No, I think that is policing. I think that's to stop people thinking I'll just sit here and having to deal with it themselves. Because, I mean, if someone was in my seat, even if there was another seat, I'd go, well, no, that's mine. I want lots of policing in social occasions. I want to go into a pub and go, that is too loud, that music. Those people are too annoying. They're standing up. They're too annoying.
I remember being in the cinema once and seeing a guy, he's a big fat guy again. He had popcorn, the hot dogs, the Coke, right? And he had it balanced on this little wall that was sort of separating parts of the cinema. And he was a big fat guy, just sat there. I was watching, I think it was Beetlejuice I was watching.
Right.
And some local hard nuts, they were on the same row. They started kicking the little wall to knock his food off. And I thought, brilliant.
Oh, no! I think you want to bully fat people.
Yeah.
Play a record, Carl. It's getting really nasty now.
Can I pick on you?
50 Cent in the club on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais. With me, Steve Merchant and Karl Pilkington. Still arguing, this time about having help from your mum and dad. What do you think, Karl?
No, I'm not. I don't want this to turn into some sort of wacky type of thing where we're pretending we're arguing.
Yeah.
Well, we're not pretending.
We're not pretending. You are arguing.
Yeah, I know what people will think we're messing about.
Oh,
right?
I wouldn't have thought so.
We just need to. We can talk about it later. Sort it out.
Yeah. It's just that Carl's a little bit stressed.
I'm not stressed, though.
And he doesn't really understand that, you know. So, you know, me and Steve have got lots of different jobs in the week. He's just got one job.
Yeah, and we sort of rely on people getting messages to us, you know, as soon as they get them, you know, and not sort of deleting them from their phone selfishly.
Yeah.
Just things like that, you know, people being on the ball. Not just thinking about themselves all the time, not just thinking about number one.
What do you think, Carl?
Whatever. Do you know what I mean? Whatever.
Don't get all maudlin again. Just having a little discussion. Yeah, this will annoy you. Guess what? Think of this, you little slaphead twat. Apparently, that's Sony's ours. Right, apparently, women can get bald treatment on the National Health Service, but men can't. What do you think of that? Do you think that's fair?
Is that a fact?
It's a fact.
We should point out that Karl is, would you say balding?
Yeah.
Would that be fair?
Well, either that or a wide parting.
Yeah.
He looks like Charlie Brown. He's got the same sort of hair arrangement as Charlie Brown.
Yeah, he's
I don't think Charlie was balding though, was he? He was only about 10.
Well, no, but he just had like a couple of things on top, and his hairdo. Carl's had a hairdo that keeps.
It's not a hairdo.
No. What is it then? What is it?
It just happened. I've told you. Noel was in right once.
Noel who?
Gallagher.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Oh right, you're on first name terms.
Right. And
from the hood, isn't he?
And whoever was doing the interview said, "Oh, you know what? Will Liam be able to keep up that sort of hard attitude, right? Say when he gets older and he goes bald, and you know, could he still carry off the sort of attitude that he's got?" And he was like, "No, he'd never have that style. He couldn't have that style that lad's got in there." And pointed at me.
Yeah.
I said, "He's not a style." I said, "I didn't go to the barbers and say, can you just like shave the top bit, leave the sides?"
Yeah. Can you remember that Friar Tuck?
That's the way it is.
Yeah.
Right, and you were just saying to me, what would you do if you went back in time? I'd probably use a better shampoo.
That's it. I wish we could tape the conversations we have off air.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, they are ridiculous. What would you do if you go back in time? And the other stuff we were just talking about is obviously can't talk about.
Can I just ask though? Sorry, when did you start to notice it was disappearing? I mean, at what age did it kick in?
I worked a lot. You see, you'll be safe. Do you know what I mean? Your hair will stay there. But it's when I used to do a lot of hours working. And
yeah, you were stressed and things. Yeah.
Stressed out, and it just went.
Well, I'm beginning to understand what stress is like, you know, because I'm not getting messages and stuff like that. But yeah.
But probably about 24.
That's unlucky, isn't it?
Something like that.
And did you panic, or were you just
not bothered?
Not bothered.
He's not bothered. He wouldn't be bothered.
I'm not bothered.
But I don't think for someone who doesn't care about going bald or war or SARS or anything, you don't have to get stressed on a Saturday between 1 and 3.
To be fair, you are worse than all those things. SARS has got nothing on you when you're in the right mood.
But why is it all right for women then to, you know, have a wig? But I couldn't have one if I wanted one.
Well, there's not a wig. They get bald treatment. They actually can get their hair replaced on the National Health, which might be anything, I suppose. Which might be wigs, which might be transplants. I mean, the only cure for baldness is a transplant, which they literally take follicles. They can get down to individual follicles now from the back of your neck, and you know it takes a long time. And you know, but
people will know anyway, won't they?
I don't know when it starts though. I don't know when it starts. Like now, if you started wearing a wig, people go, "Were you wearing a wig because you were bald yesterday?"
Yeah.
You can't start thinking, right, I'm going to go bald in a year. I'll start wearing a wig now. That's the thing to do, isn't it?
It is really, if you're that bothered. But I wasn't. I just thought, right, it's losing it a bit. Shave the lot off.
But did you know you had that round head underneath it? Did you know it was going to be that funny though? You presumably worn a wig, wouldn't you, if you'd have known? Because I've never seen a head that round.
I think the barber, when they did it, right, the woman said, "You can pull that off. You've got a good shaped head for having it shaved." She said, "That's a good head."
Yeah, she looks like a tennis ball. You look like a tennis ball when you haven't shaved.
She said, "If you can pull it off," she said, "that's like a good thing to see if someone's good looking. If they can have a bald head, it's like Sinead O'Connor,
yeah,
right? She can pull it off. There's those sort of things. Do you know what I mean?
Telly Savalas.
No, but that's like one of the things. If you look good with a bald head, that means you're pretty good looking.
Yeah.
And if you can wear a bicycle helmet and look good, that's another thing that like you must be pretty good looking to pull that off.
But who have you seen in the bicycle helmet that you think's good? Who have you seen in a bicycle helmet and thought, oh god, they must be good looking, they're good in the bicycle helmet?
Well,
everyone.
That's what I'm saying.
Who?
No one looks good, do they? Really? It's
So what would you say? Brad Pitt would look good in a bicycle helmet?
Well, I don't know. I'll have to see. But I'm just saying that's like one of the two things really. That's.
And what blokes do you think look good bald? Who do you think would look good bald?
Don't know. Give me some names and I'll tell you whether they'd be all right if they're bald.
George Clooney.
No, I don't think he does. I don't think he would do.
Who else?
Well, this could run and run.
Al Pacino.
Yeah, he could probably pull it off. He'd probably look all right.
Do you think he looks all right with hair then?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well done, Rick. Sony Award-winning stuff.
Play a record. And there's Carl going, oh, he's stressed. He's stressed. Wild Wild Horses by the Rolling Stones on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais, with me, Steve Merchant and Karl Pilkington, little bald-heady Karl Pilkington. You quite like being bald, don't you? No fuss.
Like I say, you know, I'll probably won't age for a bit now.
Won't age for a bit? What do you mean you won't age for a bit?
Because I already look quite old.
I don't think so. Not with a hat on, you look really young.
Yeah. Oh, I'm just saying. So I won't change that much. It's like that.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I actually don't think, as long as you shave it straight back, I can't have you on that. Nothing wrong with it.
But that kid who had that aging disease, just shave her head, and she wouldn't age that fast anymore. Do you know what I mean?
So this is the 5-year-old girl who had an awful disease where...
Well, we don't know much about it, to be fair.
No, we just know that you fell in love with the title of the programme, the girl that was older than her mum, right? And you were annoyed that people wouldn't serve her fags and alcohol. If she's you know, she's living like an 8-year-old, let her have a fag.
Doesn't that sum up this show, though? Carl's comment, we don't know much about it.
Yeah.
We're still willing to make comments about it, to discuss it in length and possibly make crass jokes, even though we're ill-informed, as ever.
Yeah.
Right, well, there's something for you, right?
Go on. This
is what I wanted to tell you about, right?
Me.
Yeah, face transplants. There's there's some kid somewhere, right, who had a bit of an odd-looking face. Right?
A bit of a what?
Bizarre-looking face.
Yeah.
And there's a doctor somewhere who said I can sort that out for you, right?
Sure.
And basically what they do is they've got to get a face off a dead person.
Right.
Sorry. Just in this documentary you saw, did this documentary feature, say, John Travolta and Nicolas Cage? Was it that documentary you saw?
All right. Listen, you see.
Go on.
So
okay, no, you can't get a face of a dead person. Yeah, go on.
Sorry to dismiss the idea of face transplants out of hand. But go on.
So yeah, it's got to be a face of a dead body that isn't older than like 4 hours old.
Right.
4 hours dead. Whatever. They can take it off, fit it on the new face.
It makes sense. But it's not just your face that you lose it, but it's the muscle tissue and bones, isn't it, when it's like disfigured? It could be through fire or whatever, or disease, or so they can't just literally plonk a face on. They have to do something else, don't they?
You're asking Carl like he's going to know.
I forgot then. He looked at was that in Russian? Yeah. I wish we could get him on telly just to show the look on his face when I said that.
Yeah.
It was brilliant, wasn't it? It was, you know, when you go to a cat, hey, we want some food then? And he just looks at you and he goes, it's almost like he can understand what we're saying. Go on.
It's like if you had been caught holding a mallet over a dead body by the police.
What I'm saying is, it would sort of work, yeah. If you peeled your face off and put my face on it, oh my God, why don't you and Steve, for an experiment, swap faces?
And the great thing is, I wouldn't age.
Yeah. Would you do that if it was safe?
I think I'm getting the rough deal here, though. To be honest.
Yeah.
Well, no, you get some money back. It'd be part exchange. I mean, it would, you know, it's like you'd make up the difference just to wear your brilliant face for a week.
But the doctor was saying how it's not complicated. He said the worst thing is something about the people who were related to the dead person. It's a bit weird for them still seeing the face of someone they know walking about when they're dead.
Yeah, I can see that would be odd, yeah.
I love you, Carl. You are brilliant. Honestly, you're never a dull moment. It doesn't matter whether you're talking or I'm squeezing your head. I'm never bored. I never go, oh, that's enough, Carl. Do you know what I mean? I got battling tops, I got bored. It's like computer games. You think it's the best game in the world, and someone goes, how are you getting on with Tomb Raider? You go, oh, I don't play it anymore. I go, how's Carl? I go, he's brilliant. He's brilliant. I was squeezed in yesterday. I was squeaking in his face. I got him down to the ground. He said this. He said that. I'm never bored with you. Do you know what I mean? It's brilliant. I'd like to rent you out to people.
See me, I'm different. I would happily leave him now in the bottom of the cupboard.
Until quiz
With the
night.
Scale Electrics.
Until the old pub quiz night, when there's no one else who will have you on the team.
Sure.
And suddenly you want to be your best mate.
Done him again.
Right.
Yeah, where's his mum and dad then, Carl? Yeah?
In Bristol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't believe it.
I love the fact you can insult me but never insult my parents. Please. Feeder, Butt Rogers, XFM 104.9, Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington.
Carl just said to me, so what face would you have to me? And I went, what do you mean? He went, well, whose face would you have? And I went, I don't know, a boy's, so the skin would be regenerated. He went, oh, no, it'd be a bit weird. He said, oh no, someone famous. And I went, I don't know. I went, whose would you have? He went, Barry Sheen.
No, but what I meant was, when I was talking to Suzanne about it, saying this is amazing, she said, well, whose face would you have?
Right.
Now, it's got to be fairly recent to have the skin fresh, because it can't be too old. Right. So I had a choice of, like, Barry Sheen, or what's her face off Last of the Summer Wine.
Who?
Who's the old woman who just passed away?
Thora Hird.
So that's what I meant. If I could have any face, because she said, well, you could have had Tom Cruise or something. I said, well, he's not dead. She said, no, but you could have had that.
You'll give yourself restrictions in your fantasy. So like, look down to your picture. I love the idea that someone getting you a call. Mr. Pilkington. Hello, it's Dr. Hanrahan. Barry Sheen has just passed away. And you go, oh dear. Yeah, bad news and good news. Do you want his face? Or do you want his face?
Does Suzanne go out with you, like, for charitable reasons? Is it like you can adopt a boyfriend?
I love the fact that she encourages you.
She was saying about Tom Cruise, and I was like, oh, you know, she said, you know, he's not a bad-looking fella or whatever.
So what she's saying is, Carl, is there any chance you could go and get a different face? Maybe something like Tom Cruise would be good.
But then I was saying, right, first of all, he's got to be dead, and he's not. But if he was, and you had that done, would you feel like
people were looking at you on the tube?
Well, no, like, say if the people who made Mission Impossible said, well, we want to do a third one, would I be in my right to say, well, I don't want to do it?
I don't know what he's talking about.
I don't mean to be offensive, Carl, but your girlfriend could do a lot better than you. I don't know what he's thinking.
I love the idea of this whole conversation about you in Tom Cruise's face and then get offered a film.
But why does she have conversations like this with you?
It was now on last night. It was now on the telly.
I love it. What should we talk about? What about getting a new face? Oh, dear. Oh, that cartoon. If you don't know what Carl looks like, there's a cartoon that was in last week's Heat, isn't it, that I drew is on the website. What's it going for now? Bid?
I think it's at about £225 at the moment.
And what do they have to do to bid for it?
Just email in and I'll pass it on to the website people.
I know why Heat put it in. It's because the editor, Boyd Hilton, looks a little bit like you, doesn't he?
Sort of my ugly brother.
He's probably listening and he says nice things about you.
Yeah, he can still say nice things, but I bet he knows deep down. You know if you're good looking or not, don't you?
I can't believe
Come on, Steve. I mean, what do you think?
This is going crazy now, Carl. I don't know. You're just, the insults are flying left, right and centre. You've got no limits. You've just gone crazy. You've just gone wild. You're swanning around just because you look like Tom Cruise.
I think it's because he's been hanging out with Christian O'Connell. Yeah. And they're both thinking, we're...
A couple of media players.
Yeah.
Too big for their boots.
Yeah, not scared. Although he's scared of Christian.
No, he's terrified.
He's scared of Christian in here because he's not allowed to do monkey news.
No.
Because Christian wants to do it. He's scared of him.
I'm not saying that, right? Christian...
You do monkey news, but Christian wants to do some monkey news. I'm not allowed.
Once around the block, badly drawn boy. I like him. He's funny as well. You know what? I think he looks like if me and you were put in a blender, Carl. Do you know what I mean? He's got my sort of shape. He's got your sort of accent and.
I think when you put in a blender, does that would a voice sort of mix?
The times I thought of putting the two of you in a blender.
Do you remember I told you that thing about the sponges, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, that freaked him out. You know, if you get 2 sponges and you dye one red and one blue, and you liquidise them, we pour them into a tank of water. After a couple of hours, there's a blue sponge and a red sponge because their cells know, and they reform. And do you know what he said? He went, how'd you kill a sponge then?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, what a great thing to say. Oh, my back's killing me because I went, I did my back in last week and I had to get a chiropractor out and I couldn't walk. Well, as soon as I could walk, I came in here on my day off and did when you were in Bristol with your mum and dad looking after you. And then I went to Selfridges Sunday and...
Well, you got a bit of money now, why not?
Yeah. And I went into the sports department and there's a golf simulator there. £38,000 and it's just like a shed, and I was looking at it like a kid in a sweet shop, and the 2 blokes that work there they recognised me and went, oh, right, I do. I said, yeah, good. I was just looking at that simulator, it's brilliant, isn't it? He went, do you want to have a go? And I went, no, I'm crap, I can't do it. I said, and I got a bad back, and I went, you have a go, and he did it and cut down, and he went, oh, that's not bad, and he went, do you want to go? I went, yeah, go on then. and I put it all out and I really tried my hardest.
Of course you did.
And it took off and it was really good shot, and he went, good. I went, well, I said, I'm gonna go. And I was thinking, I've got to hit this one as well. I've got to hit this one too. And I hit it again. I had 3 goes. I hurt my back after the first one.
Yeah, but you carried on.
And it went, right, I said, cheers, thanks very much. And I walked away. And I went to Jane. I went, I've got to get a cab. She went, I've done my back. She went, well, why did you show off? I went, I had to.
Of course you did. That sums you up. That just
I was in agony. I was all the way back. And I had to lay on the floor and put ice on my back again for about 3 hours.
What was the best you thought could happen? That they would just say, oh my God, that guy, that's Ricky Gervais. Is there nothing he can't do?
That's exactly what I wanted. Yeah. As I was seeing that, I go, cheers, yeah. As I got about a few yards away, I just slowed down and Jane go, what are you waiting for? I go, listen.
Yeah.
And it just go, that man is a god.
Yeah.
And I go, come on, Jane, let's go home. Yeah.
Have you ever been able to walk through a fairground past one of those machines, those test your strength machines,
yeah,
and not have a go at it?
I don't think I'd be very good at that.
I bet you cannot walk past one of those rifle ranges and not have a go.
I love rifle
but
ranges.
You've got to be the best, I imagine.
Yeah, if someone had just won before me, I'd go, it's not worth it, it's fixed.
Sure.
Yeah. Oh, dear.
Pathetic.
Yeah, so that's why my back's, it's ridiculous, isn't it? But I hate not being able to do stuff. It's like I'm punishing the injury.
Yeah.
I know if I laid in bed for a week, it'd be better, but I go, no, why should I?
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I used to hit my head on the banister or something, and I used to go and get a hammer and hit the banister. And then I started thinking, when I was about 8, I remember if I'd hurt myself, I'd go, ha ha, God, didn't hurt.
He's up there thinking, oh, bloody hell.
How mental is that? Carl, what are you thinking, mate?
All right, Rockbusters, that's what I'm thinking.
Straight to it. Go on then, who's the winner?
Right,
go on, do the clues again.
Right, the first one was the hitchhiker needs a lift, but in something bigger than a car.
Yeah, snappy, go on.
VH.
Yeah.
Right, that was Van Halen.
Hailing a van.
Because he wanted something bigger than a car, that's the first one.
Yeah.
All the tenses are mixed up, everything, it's just, go on.
Second one, don't be selfish, and some of that out to your mates. That was C, that was share. Alright. It's alright.
Yep.
And the third one, the Scottish fellas can't get into their emails. The initials there, KL. They, Kenny Loggins.
Right. That's the last time we do Blockbusters. That is the last time we do it.
No.
It is. That's the last time. Give the prize to someone.
Kenny Loggins. I'm going to give that one to
Kenny Loggins.
Helen Perrott. She has emailed in, and actually, Helen, I need you to email in your address if you would, so we can send you those goodies, DVDs in the bag and stuff.
But who would get Kenny Loggins then? If the clue was good, who would get Kenny Loggins? And what did he do? Footloose?
Yeah.
That famous film about where dancing was banned.
Yeah.
In that nebulous... Yeah.
That's an extraordinary film. I saw it once in America. Like you say, Kevin Bacon in a town where dancing has been banned. I was watching it. It was like if aliens had been watching Earth, but only monitoring us through our TV and films.
Yeah.
And then tried to make a film about humans. That's the film they'd end up with.
What do they think of Queen the Musical? Because they're, of course, rock and roll's banned, isn't it?
In the future. I'm not looking forward to the future, Rick, where feelings and emotions are going to be banned.
I can't believe it. Where's our hoverboards?
Yeah. So yeah, well done to Helen Perry. Is that the last time we do Rockbusters?
No,
Yeah.
do it again.
Yeah,
next week.
after the break, monkey news.
No, we'll play. We'll do a break. Don't know about Monkey News. Got some other stuff as well.
We're doing monkey news after the break.
XFM.
Radiohead, they're there. Like everything they ever do, that's grown on me more and more. That is brilliant. XFM 104.9, Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington. Well, you know what it's time for, don't you? Oh, chimpanzee that monkey news.
It always gets me, that jingle. It's a joy. What's more, please?
Well, Carl, do you reckon you could sort out, do other people have real jingles with their name on it and don't have to say who's in the room, what's happening, and do their own jingles?
Well, Christian's got one for it. For Monkey News, that he does.
Why is Christian doing Monkey News? I don't understand this.
Because he did it ages ago.
So you ripped it off of Christian?
I haven't ripped it off. I said to him, there's enough Monkey News to go around. Right?
But hold on, though. I don't want cast-offs. I thought this was your idea.
Let's not do it. But what's
No, but
new?
wait.
What's new?
What?
There's Monkey News out there. I mean, if he wants to have a meeting in the week and say, well, this is the news I've got, the way I see it is, he can do it in the week. He's doing like the news at 10 type Monkey News. We're on a Saturday. We're like the, Jeremy Paxman Monkey News night. We look at stuff more in depth.
Well, you very much get behind the Monkey News, it's true.
Yeah.
You sort of interpret it. You give it your own spin.
You're the man behind the monkey behind the news. I mean, I know that.
Yeah.
But ours isn't called monkey news anyway. It's sort of generic term like the news. But ours is called chimpanzee that, isn't it?
Yeah, but he's seen a bit of Monkey News in it.
All right.
So are we doing it or not?
Well, I've got no reason to stop doing Monkey News.
He probably played Radiohead as well.
Well,
Should we not do that?
I said that David Attenborough did Monkey News before all of us. Do you know what I mean?
But I personally don't listen to Christian because I don't get up that early. So, I'm missing out on a lot of Monkey News.
I'm not saying
I don't listen to it because I don't get up that early. I'm not saying it's a bad show. My point is this. There's a lot of people I imagine who don't listen to Monkey News in the week. Perhaps they miss it or they're busy. It's nice to have a little kind of omnibus Monkey News at the weekend with Karl Pilkington. So that's what this is.
So we're doing it then.
Let's play the jingle.
Oh, chimpanzee that monkey news night.
Excellent. Good. So we'll sort of get some monkey experts on maybe next week to dissect it.
Right. You ready?
Yeah.
Right. There's this monkey. Right?
Oh, yeah.
It's called Jack. Yeah. Right. I got pally with this bloke who worked in a railway station.
How? Pen pals?
I don't know. I didn't say all that.
Internet,
I'm just telling
internet.
you. I'm shortening
Chat rooms
it.
on the internet.
So, anyway, he's helping him out all the time. It's this fella's job, right, to sort of make sure it's safe for the trains to come in, that sort of thing, right? But he's always working on his own, so he's got his mate Jack in with him, right, this little monkey. Yeah. And, they're having a good time. They share lunch together and stuff like that. Anyway, it gets to a point when the fella whose job it is, right, starts getting old, and Jack, the monkey, starts getting more involved.
Presumably this is a chimpanzee as opposed to a monkey, you mean? When you say monkey, it's generic term, you mean chimps usually, don't you?
Yeah.
Go on then.
So, he's clocking the fella doing his job and he's thinking, I can do this, right, the monkey.
I love it.
Yeah.
He's helping out, he's pulling down the levers and stuff, so the trains sort of come in on the right lines.
Sure, yeah.
He's clocking it, he sticks his head out of the little window, see the trains coming and that.
I hope British Rail are listening.
Yeah.
Right? In the end,
Oh, yeah.
the fella whose job it is, he lost a leg for some reason, couldn't work anymore,
Lovely.
gave Jack the job.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
The railway company are happy with that. I'm sure they interviewed a number of people, but he was the best monkey for the job.
And that's good, isn't it?
Well, it's not true.
Right? Once again.
Well, it's not true. Don't hand Steve a piece of paper that someone put on the internet who is probably a bigger mentalist than you. That's not proof. It's not true. At no point did a railway company give a chimpanzee the job of signalman.
It was ages ago.
What?
Steve, when was it? It was
Before
about 18,
trains,
19,
probably.
Well, it's in the 1880s.
Yeah.
According to this piece of paper, which is what you've based your monkey news on. Now, of course, I think ITN and a lot of the news channels, they tend to get lots of independent confirmation of their news before they give it out as fact. But you've got an email from someone, so let's assume that's real. It says, for this, Jack was officially put on the railway payroll, earning 2 cents per day and have half a bottle of beer on Saturday. That's what we pay you, isn't it?
He doesn't even get the beer. Oh, dear, he's not allowed to drink, are you?
Someone emailed in actually and said, Carl, some years ago, did you die? And they took your face and transplanted it onto that of a chimpanzee. It would make a lot of sense.
I've never seen you. He always has t-shirts right done up and long sleeve. I bet he's hairy under there.
Yeah.
I bet you are hairy because you have to shave right up to your eyes. You're one of them, aren't you? And I can see the growth, and it comes out the top there. Are you really hairy underneath?
Pretty hairy.
Are you really?
Well, what's up with that?
You're a humanzee, aren't you? That's why you're fascinated with them, and why your IQ is sort of about 80. I think you might be. You might. I don't mean there was any. I think it was a genetic sort of throwback.
Well, you're pretty hairy. Look at your arms.
What? Just look, give me that banana and shut up. Play a record. That's mine. Cheering breaks. Average Man on XFM 104.9. Well, nearly another show over, Carl. You know, I've got a squeaky chair there. Why don't you sort that out? Have it oiled. What do you do in the week? Do you know what I mean?
Can I just nominate a woman that annoyed me today?
Go on.
On the tube. I got off at Piccadilly Circus. The sign says mind the gap. Big sign saying mind the gap. Voice on the tannoy says mind the gap. Woman steps over the gap, goes, oh, that's dangerous. I was livid. I was just annoyed. I wanted to slap her. There's always one in there every day. So as you walk down the street, I just feel like I want to squat certain people out the way. Swat them out the way.
We went into this little restaurant me and Carl. Was it Thursday? And we're sitting down there, and it's busy outside, and we go to get at the back. She went, that's no smoking. I went, yeah, we're not going to smoke. So we sit there right at the back. Right? We get there, and there's two women there, right? And I'm sitting there, and they light up a fag. And I go to Carl, there's meant to be no smoking. He went, yeah, so what? I went, well, it's the principle. The rules are there. He goes, rules? You say twat, muff, and shit on air. Never mind rules. I went, well, they've annoyed me now, right? Yeah. So the waitress comes over, and he goes, oh, God, he puts his head down as well. I said, I don't know why I said it like this. I went, I thought it was just no smoking.
Of course.
Right? Yeah. She went, it is, yeah. And I went, right, okay, well, they're smoking. She went, oh, well, you'll have to move then. I went, what? She went, do you want to smoke? I said, no, I don't want to smoke. I said, they're smoking over there, right? Try not to... And she went, oh, well, I told you. I said, no, I don't want to smoke. They're smoking. She went, oh, right. And I got to move, didn't I?
See, that's
what a little snitch.
Yeah.
But it annoyed me.
Do you worry, though, that someone's going to look around and go, it's like Ricky Gervais off the telly?
Yeah, well, I can't complain now. So if I go in, I get bad service. I can't complain because I think, oh, look at him. He thinks he can complain. So I have to do it secretly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But, there was oh, God. Right. People come up to me, they recognise me, and they give autographs, and I don't mind it at all. I don't know, I never know what to say, and I'm always, I say, thank you very much, I say, love the show, whatever, I say, of course, and that's great, and they're polite. And I was in the pub the other day, and I was just with Johnny, and people had been coming up, they go, do you mind if I said, no worries at all, yeah, absolutely fine, right? And then this group came in, about 20-somethings, right? And they're a bit pissed up. And this woman comes up to me, right? And she stands there, she goes, right, we like you in our house, right? But you're not as good as Paul Calf. And I went, oh yeah, Steve Coogan. I said, he's brilliant, isn't he? She went, yeah, you're not as good as him. I went, oh, well, not bad to come second to, is it? And then, because I did that, she went, no, you're great. I've just done my dissertation. I went, oh, right, I was in nursing. She went, yeah. She went, right. Anyway, she went, can I have a hug? And I went, well, she went, can I have a kiss? I went, well, not really. No. And then this woman who wanted to take a photo, she went, oh, you were so nice on the BAFTAs. I went, well, I am being nice. I'd rather, I don't know you. And I was like, oh, God, it was embarrassing, right? And then, so I took a picture, right? And then she goes, anyway, and they sort of dragged her away. The mate sort of dragged her away. And then I was going, oh, God, I've got to go now because they're over there. I said, I can't stand it. I don't mind. And she came over and she went, Ricky, and she sat down and I went, I'm going. And I had to go. And then I was with Johnny, and Johnny went, oh, God, I've left my bag there. So we had to go back. And she's going through the bag. Oh. She went to me, you bastard! I'll never effing watch you again. I thought, well, all right. I don't know what to say, really.
Nice of her to clean up her bad language.
Yeah. Well, she
Family
knew.
pub.
I know.
I got no time for it. I just think it's out of order. I mean... This whole sort of notion that if you're a celebrity, you're public property. I discount it. They go, people, what you hear people say, oh, it's me who put you where you are today. And I think, well, yeah, thanks for watching, but we made the show and everything.
I know.
We put it on the TV. It's not like if you get a plumber round, he does his job and work for you. You don't go around his house and hassle him.
I don't seek it. I don't, you know what I mean? I don't phone up the, but you know what I mean? I don't try and get on the telly and everything. And I refuse to, I don't go to showbiz parties, but I refuse not to go to the pub with my mate. And I just seek out, there's fewer and fewer pubs. And I just go to the quietest, one old bloke and a dog. And it's sort of like.
But most people are really.
I love it,
brilliant.
honestly. People who come out and they're polite and I chat, they say, I love the show.
It's like.
It's alcohol. Yeah, I know. It's just, oh, God.
They mutate into something, and
they
different.
just, they don't understand. Of course they don't. They're not.
But to me, it's the same people who behave badly in the cinema. It's just this breed of person. It just. I mean,
I know.
Can I put them in room 101?
Let's do that next week, shall we?
Well, we're all having a moan.
Yeah, go on.
Tell you who's annoyed me this week.
Go on.
If we're making it a little feature.
Go on.
David Blunkett.
What's Blunkett been up to?
He's reading yesterday.
His dog's not been around your house again.
No.
Causing trouble outside.
He's put a stop to people having sex outdoors.
What's doing? What's up with that?
If he had sight, would he have stopped it?
See you next week.
I thought we were not trying to offend anyone.
Forever Lost. The magic numbers, and the magic number is 104.9. XFM. I'm Ricky Gervais, with me, Steve Merchant and Karl Pilkington. Right, 2 more shows. 2 are off air for don't know how long.
Is that 2 more including this one?
Yeah, no.
2 more after
yeah,
okay.
No. It's this is one, and then there's another one.
Right, 2 more.
And that's
shows.
the last one. There's
Okay,
2
right.
more shows. Yeah,
including this one.
We're starting now. If I'd have said this at the end, it might have been ambiguous. But I've said it at the beginning. There's 2 hours. That's a whole show.
Right.
So there's 2 more shows.
2 more shows, including this one.
Yes, well, obviously.
So 1 more show. After
It's
this
only
one.
1:05.
After this show, 1 more.
Yeah, one more. Yeah.
Next week there's 1 more show. That means 2 altogether.
Oh no, now it's only 1 more show. Good night.
Okay.
Now, it better be a good one, Karl. Have we got Rockbusters?
Yeah.
To win those prizes? Check. Have we got Monkey News?
Check.
Is it a real Monkey News, or is it something that's slightly made up that you... What?
Always is. Check.
Okay. Knob News?
Yeah, we've got a bit of knob news, yeah.
I'm worried that knob news, because it's only about penises, is a little bit sexist. Have we got any fanny facts? Can we sort that out for next week? I don't want to alienate our female audience.
Welcome to Minge London. Good, I'm glad that's that. Well, brilliant. We've got a song with a story?
Yeah, doing that.
What is it?
I don't want to sort of tell you what it is yet, because the song isn't that great. Do you know what I mean? It's not a song that's like an XFM song, but every time I hear it on, say, like Magic or whatever,
Yeah.
I have an argument.
105.4.
Yeah, I have an argument with Suzanne that, what I think it's about, and she says, don't be stupid, it's not about that, and I'll say, no, it is.
And so we're going to decide who's right.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what song you're talking about, and I don't know what the argument is, but Suzanne's right.
Definitely.
No doubt about it.
Yeah, we'll have a listen, but I'm hoping that once people sort of listen to it again with my thoughts, every time
Well,
I
this
hear it,
song sums up what people should think of you. It's don't believe a word. All right? That's the sort of links I'm capable of.
If that doesn't bag us as Sony, then nothing will.
Thin Lizzy, don't believe a word on XFM 104.9. I'm going to miss this show. It's been good.
You might be the only one.
No, well, so we'll come back again. We've got a lot to do over the next few months, but maybe for Christmas or just after. But I still call Karl every day anyway.
Oh, sure.
I called him a couple of days ago.
Of course you did.
And I went, it was the weekend, I went, what are you doing? He went, oh, just in Regent's Park and that. I went, what are you doing? I said, just going for... Went, oh, Jesus. I went, what? He went, a caterpillar just fell out of the sky. I went, what? He went, a caterpillar just fell out of the sky. God, it's there, it's wriggling around. I went, sure a bird didn't just drop it? He looked up and went, oh yeah. It was a bird.
Of course he did.
Yeah.
For a moment he thought caterpillars were raining from the sky.
I thought I was in Chicken Licking.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Why did you think a caterpillar had fallen out of the sky?
I don't know, it just startled me a bit.
I love Karl being startled.
I like the idea of him straight on the phone to Trevor McDonald. Look, Trevor, there's caterpillars, insects falling out of the sky. They're falling out of the sky now. Put it on the news, quick. Are you sure there wasn't a bird? Oh, there was a bird. Yeah, sorry, Trev. Bye.
But it was after, like, I hung up the phone and that from you. I sort of sat there for a bit watching it.
imagine him cross-legged just in front of it.
But do you know what? Because of his shape, the shape of his head, and his sort of IQ, I bet the caterpillar was thinking, "Mama."
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. Go on.
It was sort of running about all over the place, right, Steve? So the caterpillars have loads of feet and that, don't they?
Wow. Well, they have 6 legs. They're actually a larva of an insect. So they have 6 legs, but they have little sucker things to hold on to the back of cabbages and that.
No, they've got more than that.
I'll tell you, they've got 6 true legs. Trust me. Trust me, I'm a scientist.
And you were thinking what, Carl?
Well,
but they've got little pods. They've got little pseudo pod legs and little suckers. Yeah.
But it was running about like everywhere, right? Mental, but sort of running off to the left, and then it sort of went back to where it was. Then back, went right and what have you. I'm just thinking, whoever gave them the legs, right? What's the point if they don't know where they're going and that? Do you know what I mean? If you can get
Imagine that sentence. Did you hear that sentence? Can we play that sentence back?
No, I don't think we can.
Imagine who gave him that legs.
Whoever gave him them legs, what's the point if they don't know where they're going and that?
And that. Always and that.
And that. But maybe you just, to be fair to the caterpillar, with all its legs, okay, and you know where it's going, it had just been plucked from its house by a bird, shot up into the sky, and then dropped from 80 feet, hitting the ground.
Onto the head of a weird, bold-shaved monkey.
It was probably concussed.
Yeah, it's one of them things again, though.
But it still knew more about the world than you. How does that make you feel?
I just think it's a waste of time having all them feet. It's the same thing as the...
feet! Now it's got feet now!
It has a nightmare buying shoes, doesn't it, Carl?
All the... what was it you were saying about leeches and that? Because we were talking about insects.
Well, they're not insects. They're not insects.
What are they?
Well, I think they're probably... probably platyhelminth. Probably sort of like a flatworm type thing.
That's what you were thinking, wasn't it, Carl?
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I don't know what the phylum is, but they'd be,
What was the leech? What was an interesting?
Well, there's an experiment where you get a maze for a leech, and there's a bit of blood thing, and it eventually finds its way to the blood. Okay, and then it knows. Okay. And if you put it back to where it starts, it knows where it goes straight towards it because it's learnt it. If you liquidise that leech and feed it to some leeches who have never done the maze, because of a thing called chemical memory, they find their way straight to the blood.
That is extraordinary.
It's extraordinary.
Yeah.
I mean, it's incredible.
We should try that at Hampton Court one weekend. But maybe with some tourists. We'll just blend up some tourists.
Or the people on them, I'll tell you who would do it, those people who go on Celebrity Love Island.
Any of them.
They will do anything to get They will be liquidised. People have enemas, they will do they wank off pigs, they will do anything to get on telly. What about that? Be liquidised and fed to get one D-celebrity slapper, liquidise her and feed her to another slut.
So we blend
and see if she can find her way and see if she can find her way to Channel 5.
Yeah.
What a brilliant show, hosted by Jimmy Carr.
Of course.
That'd be amazing.
The Kinks, Better Things on XFM 104.9, Steve Merchant, Ricky Gervais, Karl Pilkington.
But do you know this, we're talking about the leech thing.
Sure.
Right. You're saying put them in a blender.
I'm not saying that.
Well, someone did.
Yeah.
Why were they doing that in the first place? Do you know what I mean? How did they find out that if you put leeches in a blender?
I don't know. They probably kept notes. I don't know.
No. But what made them? Were they just having a laugh? What made them go?
Was it a party? It was a couple of 40-year-olds. They were at a party.
It was a couple of research scientists. They'd been given £1 million, and the boss was coming around to say what you're doing, and they were just making a smoothie, and they went, "Quick, Mr. Yakamoto's come round, throw in some leeches." What are you doing? Just leeching.
Just feeding these leeches to some other leeches. All right, well, that looks like science. I'm off.
Well, that's what they
Here's another £1 million for next year. Bye.
Yeah. That's how they work, though, isn't it? A lot of these scientists...
That's exactly how they work.
I'm just saying they're getting away with murder.
Go on.
Well, just the way they do sort of spend loads of time.
And you can't say anything in front of him because everything's got a point with him. You can't have a conversation with Carl because he always puts in a curveball. You tell him something, and the question comes back that you never could have expected. When I told him that story about the monkey who'd run away because he had an argument with his father, he said, "What was it about?" Now, no one in the world thinks that. No one in the world would ask that question.
The leech thing. Do you know how you said to show the leech the way to its bit of food, whatever it's eating or whatever,
Yeah.
in the maze, right?
Yeah.
It makes its way,
Yeah.
right? It eats the cheese or whatever. Right? Blood, right? And then you give it...
Everything's a cartoon
Yeah.
with Carl as well, isn't it? Everything is a cartoon.
It's a leech with a little hat and a little baby bell at one end.
But what happens if you got another one and
Yeah.
move the bit of blood,
Yeah.
right? So feed those two leeches to one, then what? So is it going to get confused, or... Do you know what I mean? Which way will it go if it's eaten two leeches
Yeah.
that have done two different ways?
Yeah.
Is it sort of stressed out?
I don't know. It probably knows both routes. It probably goes, well, there's one over here. Oh, there's one over here as well. I'm happy. I've had two for the price of one.
Right,
and,
okay.
I'm full of leeches.
Then what's the best that can happen for? Like,
What are you talking about? What do you want out
because
of me?
I'm just saying, if by doing that they can go, right, we can do this with humans. I'd say,
Oh, what do you mean? What do you mean in the name of Christ?
do it with
What do you
humans.
mean?
all I'm saying is, what's the point in doing it?
Think what do you mean?
If you could do it with humans, I'd say.
But
well,
what right, Carl, think about what you're saying, man.
yeah, I'm saying.
If you could do it with humans, do what with humans?
Say if Einstein, right, didn't do all that maths that he did, right? Say if he got to E equals and then he died. Squash his brain, give it to someone else, say, right, eat that. And they go, right, it's E equals MC squared, isn't it? What I'm saying is...
But they wouldn't. They'd go E equals, wouldn't they? If it was chemical memory, they'd go, E equals, yeah, same as Einstein said. Yeah, I just ate his brain. What am I saying? What have you made? Carl, think what you're saying. It's unbelievable. The thing is, right, you are what a scientist does. You just keep saying why and what and why and what. But nothing's ever enough for you, which is good. It's nice to have an insatiable...
I get annoyed with all the amount of time and effort that's put into stuff that's useless. What's the next stage to squashing that leech? If it's not going anywhere, forget it. Work on something else. It's the same way in some science magazine I was reading about... Is he anything smaller than a quantum electron or something?
Yeah.
It's like, if it's not getting in the way, don't worry about it. Why are they worrying about things we can't see?
If you blended up Carl's brain and fed it to someone, would it make any difference? They wouldn't even notice, would they?
No. You fed it to a leech, and the leech would go, I don't know what I was doing. I don't know what... Where was I going?
I'm even more confused.
I don't know. Talking of leeches, did you see the dregs that they put into Big Brother last night?
I've not been watching it.
It's bad enough anyway. It's a house full of people you wouldn't cross the road to save, right?
Yeah.
But there's three. They've put in three more to spice it up a little bit. They've put in a low esteem model.
Sure.
Right? They've put in Mr. Bean, who is the whitest man I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's like a new race.
Yeah.
He's nearly see-through. And this thing that looks like Matt Lucas in a bikini.
Wow.
Unbelievable. The fat things on her back, I thought she was coming towards me.
Really?
It was unbelievable. And the first thing she said, she went in, she looked in the mirror, adjusted herself and went, "Oh, me minge." That's the level.
Do these people have relatives? Is there anyone in the world who knows them, claims to be a friend of theirs?
Families.
Do they have family there, or the family just moved away?
No. Their family. Their family are probably quite proud of them because they're on the telly. It's probably like saw your daughter last night saying "Oh, me minge" on the telly. Yeah, she was on the telly, wasn't she? Yeah, she was on the telly. What about the bit about "Oh, me minge"? She got one out immediately. Went, got it out, lobbed it out. It's unbelievable. It looks like an experiment.
I can't watch it anymore. It's just too much now. Because I can't relate to those people in the first series. I always remember it seemed like a genuine social experiment.
Yeah, exactly.
There was intrigue, there was drama.
Yeah.
It was genuinely great hypnotic television.
Now it's like putting ants in a jar and shaking it.
I don't know but even now I couldn't watch that once a night every week.
No, I know.
It's just.
It is unbelievable that what people are willing to do now and the title, because I've just put in people. It's unbelievable. It really is. You don't care about anyone. But I suppose what's good is that I think you watch it now because you want one of them to fall over and hurt themselves.
Yeah, or just choke on a chicken bone. And no one else in the house knows the Heimlich manoeuvre.
That's a good idea, isn't it?
Yeah, feed him more chicken. Send him more roast chicken. So we got a wonderful celebration for you.
Pushing the Senses by Feeder on XFM. Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington.
Right.
All right? How you doing, Karl?
Yeah, all right, yeah.
Another holiday?
Well, it wasn't holiday. It wasn't holiday.
Well, it was. You had 5 days off work. Why isn't it holiday? You had 5 days not working for a living. You know how many days holiday gets a year now? 29.
Oh, that's more than teachers, isn't it?
It makes me sick. It makes me sick.
Well, I know the kind of hours you work, Rick. It's mad. I mean, if you're not in work by midday, you're furious.
No, but I mean, I'm always...
29's normal for the normal working person.
Yeah, but, you know...
And anyway, it wasn't a proper holiday. I went to see my mum and dad. It's nice to see them and everything, but it's not holiday, is it?
Why?
It's not going away. It's not getting on a plane, is it? Going away.
Oh, is that definitely a holiday? What happened before 1950?
I don't know.
People used to go... Yeah, exactly. People used to go to Blackpool or Brighton. That was holiday.
Yeah, but I didn't
Where did
go
you
to...
go?
Went to Wales.
There you go. Lovely holiday. Lovely holiday. Have a holiday in Wales. That's what they say, innit? Come to Wales and have a holiday. That's what they say, innit? So come to Wales and meet your parents. Come to Wales and have a lovely holiday.
Right. Well, anyway, it was good and that. It's always good to see him. Right?
Yeah.
But
Week off work.
do you know, like my mum likes gnomes and stuff,
Yeah.
right?
Of course she does. She's lived with one for 30 years.
She said, you know, get your dad to take us to this park where they've got like, you know, 6-foot gnomes and stuff, right? Have a walk about.
Sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah.
Sounds like a living nightmare.
Keep an eye on Karl.
Yeah.
So anyway,
He stood still for 2 minutes. Someone bought him.
No, you can't buy them and that. It's like a little exhibition thing,
Yeah.
right? And it's part of a hall, right? This big hall that you have to pay to get in, but we didn't want to see the hall. I just wanted to see the gnomes.
Of course you did, yeah.
So anyway, my dad says, yeah, well, we can get in there for free.
Of course he did.
Clever.
Right? So we parked up on this little country lane, right? No one about. We walked
How much
down,
was it to go in? Like £2?
about £3 each.
Yeah.
But he said, well, yeah, but if you don't have to pay, do you know what I mean? You enjoy it even more, don't you, when you're walking about and you think, I've got this £3 in my pocket, no one's having it.
Yeah.
Right?
No, looking over shoulder for a bloke with a peak hat saying, can I see your ticket, please? I wouldn't enjoy it more, no. Go on.
Yeah, but you don't worry about it, do you?
You got a bit of money now then, Rick. You've changed.
So anyway, so we had to walk across about 4 fields.
For £3!
Right, and what happened was we're walking through all these fields and what have you, big grass and muddy bits and all that, 'cause it'd been raining, and climbing over fences and stuff. And we're in this field, right, and I look to my right and there's about 30 cows all staring at us, right? And Suzanne started to panic a bit. She said, we shouldn't be here. Dad says, of course we can, we're allowed to go wherever we want, you know, all this land, it's ramblers' rights and all that stuff.
Yeah. And take a cow if you want.
so,
Unattended.
So
Serves him right for leaving him in the field unattended. I'm having one.
Yeah.
And keep us fed for a week.
across. Anyway, these cows start surrounding us.
Surrounding us.
And,
Oh, brilliant.
Oh, no.
Face off.
and Suzanne's panicking, going, "This isn't right. We're not going to make it to the fence in time. They're moving faster than us." And he started sort of running a bit.
Wow.
And
It's like
Dad
some
was
kind of bovine West Side Story.
Don't
A gang of cows coming at you.
don't worry about it and stuff. But my dad had to sort of stand there and like wave a stick at him.
Of course.
And we got away, but Suzanne was like having a bit of a sweat
You
on,
got away.
saying, we could have got killed.
Sure.
And my dad saying, "No, it never happens." And I just wondered if it does, if there's a risk of.
Yeah, it is rare, but there's been a couple of cases of being trampled by cows. They're not aggressive. They sort of run through you. Well, they're aggressive if they've got a calf.
They do have kids.
What?
They had kids with them.
Kids, yeah. That's goats you're thinking of. Yeah.
Maybe they were trying to sneak into the gnome thing, and they were worried that, like, if too many people did it, and they thought some cows, we can just sneak in
They
where
were trying,
cows,
yeah.
no one's expecting cows.
And the
to be
cows
some
were going,
humans.
walk upright like you're a human. Don't walk upright.
They thought you'd blow their cover.
Yeah. Yeah, people have been killed by cows before.
Yeah, that was like the highlight. And then
So when you arrived there, you were presumably covered in mud, looking like something that had just come from Glastonbury, staggering around this exhibition.
It wasn't that bad. It was just like a woods, and it had like a funny sort of funeral, like a graveyard thing.
Right.
With bodies sort of hanging out the ground and that. And We had
What?
these 6-foot gnomes.
Right.
And then we just set off again, walked back. But we
You
didn't
sure
have to
this
go
wasn't
through
a
the field.
dream?
No, it was good. But then I got back, right, Steve, and called up Ricky. I said, right, are you about? Have a chat and that. So he said, I'll just come round. It's a nice day. Have a drink and what have you. So I got round there at about 6:30, right? Go up to his door, knock on his door, right? He stood there with his tackle out.
Yeah, what did you make of that? What was wrong with that?
What do you mean, what's wrong with that?
Why were you looking at it? Why were you
odd.
looking at it?
I tried not to look at it. But again, you're always sort of attracted to it, aren't you? Kind of like...
I've never been attracted to another man's tackle. I don't know what you mean.
You can't help but have a little sly look. And especially when it's there. When you ring the bell, and I mean the one on the door, right? And that's hanging out.
And does he dress to the left or the right?
It was to the left, right?
Yeah, it was left, yeah. Just popped it out of my shorts for him. Just popped him out of the shorts.
Should have seen the state of him. Shorts on, no top, cigar. Looked like someone out of The Sopranos. It was a mess.
Yeah.
And then...
Then we sat on the balcony drinking wine, didn't we?
Did you pop it back in, or was it still...
Yeah, I popped it straight back in. I've got the laugh.
Sure.
I've got the laugh I
Yeah.
wanted.
Yeah.
He walked in, he went, it's not that hot. Straight away, it's not that hot. Oh, brilliant.
And then,
was that knob news, or is there more?
No, it's got more knob news.
That's just a
on there.
taster.
Just a taster.
Listen, let's play some adverts, let's play some great music, and maybe we should have some early knob news.
Early knob news coming up.
XFM.
Landed by Ben Folds on XFM. I'm Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington.
We've had a couple of emails, Rick, saying that there have been reports of people actually being killed by cows.
Yeah.
So it is actually quite a lucky escape for Karl and his family.
The worrying thing about that is it's tragic, and anyone dying unexpectedly, it's terrible. But what makes it worse is when it's something like being killed by cows, because there's a slight humour aspect.
Yeah.
How were you killed by a cow?
Yeah.
Like, for example, if you were killed by a falling safe,
Yeah.
the vicar might laugh.
Yes.
That's my worry.
Yeah, well, I read a story in the paper of a man who fell out of a window and died. He fell out of, he was like a third-story window and he fell out. But it was slightly amusing because at the time he was mooning.
I know.
For a laugh, he was mooning someone and he fell out.
I know.
So when he fell, even though it was tragic, he obviously had his trousers around his ankles and his arse out.
I know, the thing, there was a kid who died, got hit by a truck mooning. But you know, the worst thing about that is, it's not funny enough to be killed for.
No.
Mooning isn't funny enough.
No, it's just not a good enough gag.
Do you know what I mean? It's a witless sort of thing to do, and then to be killed for it.
If you'd
it's
just done a 2-hour impromptu Eddie Izzard style, routine, and then you got
I know.
tragically killed, that would sort of make sense.
But doing something that's a little
Mooning,
bit...
it's almost karmic because it's such a bad joke.
Yeah,
it's like in
exactly.
some weird universal karmic way. It's like if you hadn't been mooning, maybe you wouldn't have got killed.
I know.
If you hadn't done such a lame joke, maybe you'd be okay.
Yeah, but that's it.
But there's lots. Yeah, you don't want to be walking along. You don't want to be walking through the garden and stand on a rake and it flips up
And it hits
with
you
the
so hard.
and it's like a boing noise as it hits
and
you.
it hits you so hard that it kills you.
It kills you. Yeah. Or you fall out of a window and a cactus goes up your bum. You
I
don't
know,
want
you're
that.
killed by a cactus up the arse. I know.
A cactus
or
up
you're at a concert and a fat woman stage dives.
Yeah.
And she just
Lands on
squashes
you,
you.
yeah.
How did he die? He was squashed by a big hefty...
Mama Cass just jumped on him.
Just big fat woman squashed him to death.
Yeah.
Tell you what.
Yeah.
Tell you what, though. Right. Talking of fat women.
Go on.
I'm not having a go. But did you see Michelle McManus on...
Oh, man alive.
Yeah.
You are what you eat. What are you eating? Girls allowed. Look it out. It was unbelievable.
No, but to be fair, she did...
Did you see her in her bikini or whatever?
Yeah, well, yes, but she was always a little bit...
Yeah, but just a little bit.
Well, no, she eats too much, right? But what I did like about it was that she had a go, she did lose
Trying
her...
hard and that, yeah.
Huh?
I quite liked her at the end of it, really.
Yeah,
She's not an unpleasant woman. She's a lovely woman. But, I mean, like I said before, there was that interview in Heat magazine where she, I tend to eat 11 packets of Doritos a night.
Yeah.
11 I mean, come on, Michelle.
That's too much, isn't it?
Unless you're trying to win some kind of competition, like trying to find some kind of, a golden ticket in one of the packets. There's no excuse.
What could you possibly be trying to win to eat those every day?
But she's not... It wasn't her who annoys me. It's that doctor in it, that woman. She does me head in.
Yeah.
I can't be doing with her the way
Well, she's not actually officially a doctor, is she?
No, and her bedside manner's not very good either.
No,
it's like the fear tactic. I think you want a little bit of...
And what does she look like? I mean, she doesn't look like the sort of peak of health. She's got that weird sort of witch-like crone
Well,
face.
it can't be good for you hanging about all that poo all the time. She's always delving into that every day. I used to be told, don't mess about with dog poo because it can make you go blind.
Yeah.
She's constantly at it.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Rubbing through it. And it annoys me the way it's like, well, let's have a look at your poo. Let's see if you're eating the wrong types of food. The person's about 33 stone.
Yeah.
It's obvious.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't need to look at that. It just whine. And I'll tell you the thing that, I've never had it done anyway, right? But the colonic thing.
Did Michelle have that? I didn't see it.
Yeah, she had that done. And they're showing it, she sat there sort of lying down. She's like, oh. But I don't understand why people have that done anyway, unless you are sort of bunged up.
Yeah, or you've got a cactus up there.
Yeah.
But the other thing is like the way, like it's a clear tube. Why do you need to, you know what I mean? Why do you need to see what's whizzing past? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's some sort of generation game. You've got to remember what's going past.
Everything, then you win a prize.
Why can't they just look at it in the bucket after and go, right, yeah?
Well, why look at it at all? Why do you need to look at it?
Well, it's...
Out of interest, isn't it?
See what's come out, I don't know.
So yeah, that's where that went. Oh, that's what I've been looking for, that. Remote control.
How does it work? I don't want to go into graphic detail, but they just send water up there, don't they?
No, caffeine.
Caffeine?
Yeah, so it's like a gallon of coffee.
Wow.
That goes up there, and it wants to come out immediately, obviously. And then it percolates.
But when did that happen? How did someone sort of go, tell you what you want to do?
I think it was first invented on distraction to win a car. I don't know, do I? I suppose they thought there's stuff up there that's not coming out. It's for... they find things up there,
though, isn't it?
They did that thing that they find things up there that they swallowed when they were 5 and that, don't they?
Lego bricks and stuff.
Exactly, yeah, marbles. But I mean, meats and things can stay in there. It gets caught in a little recess in your 30-foot of tubing, and it doesn't come out.
Talking of meats, I saw an advert on the way in today. Question to both of you: who eats pepperoni?
I don't know.
Have you ever eaten a pepperoni?
It's disgusting.
I've never seen anyone eating a pepperoni, buying one. I've never heard anyone say a delicious pepperoni earlier. I don't associate it with anyone. I've never seen anyone eat
when
one.
you think, what is it? Just sort of like curdled, salty. It's sort of like, do you want to try a big long blood bogey?
Yeah.
I won't. No, it lasts forever. Oh, that's scary then.
Yeah.
You just keep it.
It's like
keep it under your couch. It'll be just as nice in a year's time.
It does look like something you'd find down the back of the oven when you were cleaning out. One of those Gordon Ramsay documentaries.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
But because I always associate it's pepperonis and it's the those nutrition drinks, which are it looks like a dog food tin. I think it's just called something like nutrition or Nutri drink or something.
Oh, yeah.
And you always see some empty ones on a brick wall near a council estate.
Oh, right.
Which I think the only people who eat them are homeless people.
Oh, really? I thought you were going to say bodybuilders.
No. It's because you buy these. You can see them in regular newsagents. It's not a bodybuilding.
I don't believe a homeless who's just got a quid because who runs in and buys an isotonic Nutri
No, but
drink.
it's not isotonic. No, I think it's basically if you don't want to eat a meal because you're too high on smack, it'll give you as much as you can possibly need just to keep you alive until your next hit.
And tell me, Steve, doesn't Special Brew do that? Or am I barking up the wrong tree with that?
I don't know.
Because they seem to be getting a lot of nutrition from Special Brew.
The people who make Special Brew now, they've just resigned to the fact that it's only homeless people who are drinking it. It's like, well, we may as well just market it chiefly at them.
What's the advertising? Takes the edge off when you can't find smack.
Yeah. Are you trying to sleep on Tottenham Court Road? Oh, God! Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers on XFM, Free Falling, Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington. Coming up after the ads, Rick, you'll be loving it.
Go on.
It's Knob News.
Excellent.
XFM.
New Order, World, XFM 104.9, Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington, and it's Knob News time. We're all very excited. Now, last week's Knob News was what, Karl? Do you remember it was a man
who grew a knob on his arm?
Sure.
No, he didn't grow it there, did he? He put it there.
Well, I know that, but, yeah.
Just popped it on his arm a bit.
Yeah.
This week...
Just a recap of the week's news. Right now it's the headlines.
Well, we talked about it before. Do you know the the little mouse that had an ear on its back.
Yeah.
Sure.
Right. Well, you thought he had a bad time, right? Listen to this one. Mouse walking about with us, sort of wearing a monkey's testicle. They're just having a laugh. This is what I mean about a lot of scientists. What are they doing? When's that going to come in handy?
I don't know what you mean.
Well, they were seeing if, say if a fella loses one, right?
Yeah.
Hitler or whatever. And they go, well, don't worry about it. We can sort you out. I don't know what the monkey's going to do. I don't know if they keep passing them on or whatever. But the actual monkey testicle was put on the mouse. And it worked. It worked for the mouse.
But isn't it... I mean, isn't a monkey's testicle quite large in relation to a mouse? Would it not look like the mouse was on a space hopper or something?
Oh, yeah, it didn't look good.
Well, they didn't put it where its testicles would be.
No, they did.
They put it... Well, how could it walk, then? The ear was on his back, so he could just get about.
Well, I don't know. But
Well, you don't know, do you? You just guessed. Did they grow the monkey's testicles where the mouse testicles
it looked
would...
stupid anywhere else, though, wouldn't it?
Oh, whereas a mouse with monkey testicles, that's fine.
You'd be showing off. You'd be all right. I'd prefer that than the ear.
When that mouse gets put back in with the other mice, do the other mice go, George, you look different. Have you had anything done?
But the weird thing is, as well, apparently it still works as a monkey.
What?
So, like,
what are you talking about?
Like the sperm and that was it was still sort of monkey.
Of course
sperm.
it was. What are you talking about?
But that's weird.
But what, Carl? What? But what? It's only a thing to give it nutrients. That's all the thing they're testing. It's like grafting at that level. Right. What's your question? Because I'm right. What do you think? It would change eventually. It would have changed into a mouse testicle because it had been hanging round a mouse for so long.
No, I thought the actual sperm of it though would be a mouse's.
Why?
Because it's hanging off a mouse.
No, but your sperm is actually created in the testicles. So that's why it has to be outside your body. Otherwise, we put them in a nice little cage.
But I'm guessing then that they've done this operation so that they can do it to humans. Yeah. Why would I want a monkey testicle if my kids are going to be monkeys? What use is it?
No, think. That's no.
That's going to happen anyway, Carl.
Yeah, but think. Think of what you're saying. They've grown a monkey testicle on a mouse to see if it would still function as a monkey's testicle, okay? So they can do that to humans. So think, Carl. What they'd do is they'd grow a human testicle on a mouse and it could still be used as a human testicle.
So what?
To give you a testicle that you've lost.
From a mouse?
No, from another person who it was kept alive on a mouse. Because it's kept the nutrients alive, as opposed to keeping it in a deep freeze. Maybe bollocks go off after a week. I don't know. Maybe they get accidents. He had a little a card. Do you donate your testicles? Yeah, I'll tell you what. No one needs testicles yet. Let's keep them on a mouse. You have yours ripped off in some sort of bizarre skiing accident. You go, well, you go in a Battersea Dog Town. You pick the ones you want. They can grow them on anything. They can grow them on a Dachshund. Bulldogs are growing them usually, that's where you see a bulldog. Usually that's waiting for an operator. What don't you understand, Carl?
Hang on a minute. I thought this was knob news, not testicle time. I don't understand what...
Yeah, testicle time's not for another 10 minutes.
Yeah.
No, it's all sort of linked and that, though, isn't it?
Well, sometimes it's linked to a mouse.
But what do you think about, like, I don't know, testing stuff out like that? Is it worth it? Could you not just go straight from...
But listen, Carl, I'm getting this information from you.
No,
if this was on Question Time and someone said there were, Dimbleby and Paxman or whoever said it, I'd think about it as a moral dilemma. You've just said you saw a mouse with a monkey testicle. What do you think of that? I don't think anything of it. I don't think anything of it is the answer, Carl, because I can't trust the info. I cannot trust anything that comes out of your mouth.
Well, it's true, but it's just all this. It's the same thing, innit? It's the leeches in a blender. It's the fella looking at an electron.
Yeah.
It's the mouse with an ear on its back.
Yeah.
I don't know what the point is.
But you don't read on. Because I've seen you read somewhere and you're going, look at that. Man survives on eating knee. And I go, what else? You go, I didn't read on. I didn't read on.
You look at the mouse with the ear on the back and you just think, that must be murder at a concert. You don't think. You don't think.
No,
anything
I
else.
just
You don't
think,
read
is it worth sort of wasting all the...
You think he swallowed someone's ear? He gnawed it away and swallowed it, and it's just in his system.
Yeah.
No, I just get a bit sad about the mice and that.
I agree. I mean, that is sad, yeah. Of course, anything like that is awful.
But saying that, I remember ages ago, they have a load of people on Oxford Street. Don't know if you've seen them, where they get you to sign stuff.
Yeah.
And the woman got annoyed with me, right, because she was saying about, drugs with animals, testing them out and stuff like that, which is bad. And I was saying, yeah, it's really bad, and I was looking at the pictures and that. But I said, what would happen, if like the drugs, aspirin, and the monkey's got headache, is it such a bad thing? She got annoyed, didn't want to listen anymore. It's a good point, though, isn't it? At what point is it cruel to test stuff out and things?
Yeah.
Give it some Nurofen. It's happy.
Yeah, well, I bet that mouse had headache. Because everything must have been loud. The other mice squeaking must have done its head in.
Yeah.
Oh, that would give
Turn
him a
that
Nurofen.
radio down.
Give him a Nurofen, please.
But listen, are we going to get Rockbusters out of the way quickly?
Go on then,
Let's
quick
do it.
then.
Might
Give
as
us
well
a
do it.
clue.
It's not going to take long, is it?
Go on.
Right then. So, 3 clues and that.
Yeah.
Initials of a band and artist.
Yeah.
And win some stuff. Steve can go through the...
Ladder 49 better be in there.
Oh, let me
just
check.
quickly...
It's ladder 49.
You get on with those clues and I'll tell you what's happening.
And this is the last time. The winner of this...
No, we'll do it again next week.
Oh, is it? And then there'll be 6 people, and we just draw someone out of the hat to win the signed Homer, the Nigel Tufnell, and the Us as Flanimals.
Right, you ready
But
then?
they've got great prizes. They've got Alias. They've got...
They've got Alias, they've got The Aviator, a Batman cartoon series, M. Night Shyamalan's The Village, atrocious film, and Ladder 49, there it is.
Brilliant.
It's in there.
Joaquin Phoenix, John Travolta. Their greatest challenge lies in rescuing one of their own.
Brilliant. Go on then, Carl.
Right, the first one then. When I'm ill, I throw up horse food. When I'm ill, I throw up horse food. How can that work? What's going on there? The initials there, I-H. Right? It's a band or an artist or a singer. Something like that. I-H. They're the initials, the clue.
I've got it.
When I'm ill, I throw up horse food. Right?
I've got it.
Right then. Well, don't say anything. Works, doesn't it?
No.
Second one, that garden tool, it's not yours. What are you doing with it? Right?
Yeah.
That garden tool you're messing about with there, it's not yours.
Yeah.
Give it back. Right?
What's that?
ND. ND. Right? Artist or a band. What's going on there? Right? Third one, that male sheep sounds fed up. Why is he fed up? Right? TR. TR's the initials. That male sheep sounds fed up. What's going on? If you know the answers to them 3, email in ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk, or you can text in 83XFM. Right?
Great prizes. You can win yourself a copy of Ladder 49.
Foo Fighters. Best of You on XFM 104.9. All right, Carl? You calm down now about science.
It just does me head in, a lot of this stuff. I think I would have been better off sort of growing up in the 1940s or something.
Why?
Where there isn't as much science going on. People just live, don't they, for the moment.
So
You know what I mean?
well, but what if you'd had to go to war?
What?
What if
All right,
you-
maybe 1945, then I'd be happier. Just after the war. Just that bit after the war and before they started
What
messing
age?
about.
What year would you want to be born?
When was the war over?
45.
Right. 46 then.
But there'd be
Born
rationing.
46.
There's rationing for another 10 years.
56 then.
But there's a lot of science going on.
Oh, forget it. It just annoys me, all the messing about. They're always messing about with stuff, and I sometimes think, is it doing any good? Is what I mean. Mouse with ears, mouse with monkey's testicles. They're messing about with a mammoth now.
Go on.
Well, they're just saying, well, they're managing to knock one together.
Who
And you
asked?
just think, some scientist somewhere. Just messing about.
Andy.
No, but it's just, do you know, I mean, we've done it before about the do we need them thing. The amount of creatures and insects and that are knocking about. You've got that caterpillar that I mentioned walking about, it doesn't know where it's going. Get rid of them. The mammoth. The world's busy enough. It's crowded. It's overcrowded now. How much room are they going to take up? Do you know what I mean?
Why are they doing it, Carl? Do you know? All you know is they're trying to muck around with them.
Because they can, because that's all it is, isn't it? Because they can. They're messing about. Someone's being paid to do stuff.
What else are we here for? If not to try stuff out. What else are we here for?
What do you mean?
Well, what are we here for?
Just to enjoy life, isn't it?
Well, some scientists enjoy knocking a mammoth together.
No, but don't worry about the mammoth. It died out. Maybe it died out for a reason. Why didn't Noah save it if it was important?
Because Noah, what do you mean? Noah's not true, is it?
Well, I don't know. There might have been some truth in it.
What truth in it? That he put 2 of every animal that existed into an ark. How big was this then? Why didn't they eat each other?
Yeah, I know. I'm not saying.
Imagine the noise, Carl.
Yeah.
No,
trying to get a bit of kit there.
There's points to that where I go, that didn't happen, because where could he have been where there was a hamster and an elephant and a crocodile? Where was he? Do you know what I mean?
But none
I'm
of it's
saying,
true. What bit do you believe?
What do you mean?
It got a bit wet.
What are we talking about? The mammoth or the...
No. What is up with you?
No, it's just that we had a lot...
seriously, have you got brain damage?
No, it's just that we had a lot of topics going on there. I just don't know which...
We were talking about Noah. And then you suddenly go, I know where did we... What? The mammoth or Noah? What? What you did, none of it's true. What? Think of it. Oh, God. Think of the first thing. Build an ark. All right.
Could I just clarify, what's an ark?
It's a big boat thing.
Right. I've never had any experience of carpentry.
Just build a big boat thing.
But I don't make...
Just have a go. Don't worry, you'll be all right. I'll make sure it's all right.
But once I've built that, how big should I build it? What am I...
Very big. It needs every animal. 2 of every animal. Go on. Every animal.
I'm in the boat building, fair enough.
I told you to make it big.
Right.
Don't worry about the fish. They can swim.
Okay, but so
all
what's
the birds. Get the flightless ones, though. They're drowned. Get the flightless ones. They would not the penguins. They're flightless, but they can swim. But all other animals...
I should be writing this down.
Why? I mean, wouldn't you have took that opportunity to go, right, forget the, whatever. Man, the jellyfish didn't need to get in it, did it? But there's other animals where you can...
We don't need to be here.
No.
Because Karl is actually having a little argument with his own head. It's like, you remember that comic strip, The Numbskulls?
Yeah.
Where there's loads of people in there doing different stuff, that he can hear them.
Yeah.
And sometimes his own mind puts him off.
Yeah.
Like just then, he has an argument with himself and it puts him off. Right, what's your question?
I'm just saying, don't mess about with a mammoth.
Whoa.
Good.
Okay.
Well, what a platform. It's good. We've got a radio show, got our own radio show. People are spending money to advertise it. People are actually bothering to listen. And the words of wisdom coming out of your mouth is don't mess around with a mammoth.
Brilliant.
Great.
No, but just going back to...
You sound just like Bob Geldof.
I can't be bothered with this.
He's trying to say...
What can't you be bothered with?
Just because I think I've got a good point.
What? Don't mess around with a mammoth?
That's not a point.
Don't put your daughter on the stage, missing word. What are you talking about?
It's just that I think there's too many animals knocking about. I mean, I know you love your cat and what have you. Waste of time, though. What do they do?
Well, they frighten you.
Well, yours is mental, though, isn't it?
He's sitting there, and the cat right behind him, and he nearly shut himself.
Well, your cat is crazy. It does go for it. It loves... It's got claws, big old claws.
Of course they have. It's a cat.
Yeah, but no, most cats don't come leaping at your ghoulies every time you sit down with a lovely warm hot cup of tea.
Aren't they pointless, though, Steve?
Well, I've always had a problem with pets, generally, the owner of
But
pets.
cats the most. I was saying to Ricky about, I don't know why, out of all the animals that Dick Whittington could have took with him on his journey.
Again?
Forget the cat. Forget it. What's it going to do?
Okay, you've got to walk to London because the streets are paved with gold. You can take any animal. What do you take?
It wouldn't be a cat, because it would keep wandering off. You do double the distance. Try to get it back. Come here. They don't listen to you. I can't be dealing with them.
I agree. You don't get enough affection back from a cat. A dog, it loves you, it can't get enough of you. But cats, they're very snooty.
Well, they're cool, aren't they, cats? They're cool, independent. I like dogs as well. I like all animals. What would you take with you?
What, if I was Dick Whittington?
Yeah.
And where's he walking from? Like,
I don't know. Wasn't it Bristol to London or something? I don't know. Again, it's a bit hazy. This isn't well documented.
But couldn't he, I mean, why is he taking a pet and not a mate who... I'm not interested. I try and learn and you don't help.
The Forgotten Arm. It's called She Really Wants You. XFM 104.9, Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington.
Brilliant. Talking about technology sometimes being a waste of time. Yeah. You know, when you came round the other night, before you came round, I'm sitting there, just at the computer. It's a hot day, wasn't it? As you know, I was in my shorts. I was tucked in. I didn't get them out till you came round. Just my own business. Jane got some wax strips, and she went, "Oh, let me just do your back." I went, "No. Right? I haven't got a hairy back. I've got a couple of wispy hairs on my shoulders, probably about 20 either side. Nothing to worry about. It's not like I look one of those people that's like a gorilla on the beach."
I assume your back looks a little bit like Carl's head.
Exactly, yeah. And she went, "I just do this." I went, "No." She put it on my back, and she ripped it off. I went, "Forget it." She went, "I've got to do the other side now." I said, "Forget it." Right? And, oh, God, I let her do the other side. It's ridiculous. It's so painful. And I've hardly got any hairs on the back, right? So it made me think of something that I'd heard about. There's a thing that you can do, and I don't know why, for people with really hairy backs and people who are hairy all over, okay, called back, crack and sack. They do your back, and there's some people that do look like little monkeys.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. They do your back, they do your arse crack, and they do your balls.
Oh. In that order?
Again, always a question that doesn't matter.
No, it does, because what I'm saying is it done from the top all the way down?
It's not done in one. What do you think? This is huge 30-foot Band-Aid type thing that you're wrapped in and then pulled. It's done a little bit at a time, isn't it?
Right, well, again, it still matters which order. Because if it hurts your back, it's definitely going to hurt the sack. That's what I'm saying. I think... What is it called? Back, crack and sack? Or sack, crack and back?
No, it's called back, crack... I don't know. It's probably a marketing person said we've got it in order.
You could probably choose which order you want them in, Carl.
It's back, crack and sack.
It should be sack. Sack, crack, back. Definitely. It should be sold like that.
Why?
Because, like I say, if you're lying there, look, you've had half of your back done. If you went, "Oh, forget it," right? There is no way you're gonna have the sack done. Is it?
No. I'm sorry, I wouldn't have the crack and sack done anyway.
I don't know why people
I'm not
going
to have a back done. It doesn't need doing.
Where are people going where they've got to worry about the condition of the sack? At what event do you go to and you go, "I've got to look sharp. I've got to look the part today"?
I don't know.
The sack done.
Nudists?
No, because they're about being natural and that, isn't it? Normally they are airy, like that woman on holiday.
Yeah, the women are, the men aren't. I don't know.
Yeah, they all are sort of pretty airy. They believe in just leaving the body as it is.
I think little gay fellas love it, don't they?
Why are you looking at me? I don't know.
I don't know. If you're a little gay fella and you've had it done, just text in. What's the text thing?
83 XFM. Just text in. Tell us what? I don't know. Do we need? Is there any information that we're missing? Is it painful? I assume so.
Of course it is.
Why did you get it done? That's the question. Why did you get it done? Yeah, why is it important to have a hairless arse? XFM. Touring breaks on XFM. Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington. Karl, are we doing your story with the song?
Is that what you want to do?
Yeah.
Well,
excited about it.
Like what was it the other week? We did
Babushka.
Did Babushka.
Yeah. Pinball Wizard. You said if he's deaf, dumb and blind, he doesn't even know he's playing pinball, which is...
I just don't bother putting money in it. That's all I'm saying. Let him play pinball, but don't waste 20p or whatever. Good point. This week, right, do you know how I was saying...
It is a good point, actually.
It is a good point.
Again, though, it wasn't a documentary. It was it's not... Didn't really happen.
Yeah, well... Do you know, I was saying sometimes I listen to a song. I like a song to be obvious what it's saying. Pinball Wizard was a good story.
You need a song to be obvious.
In the ghetto, it's a kid growing up and all that rough area, gets killed for nicking cars and messing with guns and that. Living in the city, growing up in New York, rough area, how you cope with it and that, right? But they've got to be as simple as that. Otherwise, I'm not that
I've got a brand new combine harvester. It's about like machine. It's brand new. Yeah. It's brand new.
But even though it's new, he's willing to lend it out to other people.
No, but what I mean is, if you start trying to be clever, the story's lost on you, innit?
Yeah.
Not necessarily me or Rick, but yeah, sure.
Go on. We know what you mean. Go on.
On Primates, yeah.
Well, this song here, right? It's not an XFM song, and you'll probably hate the song, to be honest.
Go on. What is it?
What's the song?
Yeah.
It's Wonderful Tonight. Right? Eric Clapton.
Okay, it's all right. It's a sort of bluesy sort of ballad from the late 70s. Yeah, it's all right.
But I'm always arguing with Suzanne, because every time I hear it, I'm getting different pictures in my head.
Yeah.
Of, like, what's going on, right?
Okay.
And I'm convinced it's about, like, this little crippled fella in a wheelchair, right? And he's knocking about with his wife.
Mm.
And
we don't say cripple anymore, do we, Steve? Do we say cripple?
I don't think we've said that since...
70s?
I think it was the 70s when we stopped.
All right, just a little fella in a wheelchair then.
Okay.
And the story, it's all sort of, you know, how he's being pushed about by his
Again,
wife.
that's not literally.
By his wife, she's wheeling him about. What do you mean?
He's wheeling him about. They go to a party. Everyone sort of looks round and looks at him.
What makes you think that he's in a wheelchair? What's the clues? What's the words?
There's loads of little things. It's like, well, like I say, something about his wife walking around with me and all that. Well, of course she is. She's pushing him about.
But walking around. If someone said, "Oh, she was walking around with me," I'd think they were both walking round.
There's a few. But
that's not. There must be another. There must be a reason why you suddenly thought that fella's in a wheelchair.
Right. My wife's walking around with me.
Put on your makeup, and I feel alright.
No, and she's always saying, "Do you feel all right?" And that she's always asking him how he is.
Yeah, but she's
just listen. Let me play it, right? And try and picture the scene, right?
But now I'm only thinking of a little fella in a wheelchair.
Well, have a listen to it, and you know, just everything that's being said.
Okay.
Understand why I'm thinking what I'm thinking.
No, never.
Right, you ready?
Yeah. No clue yet. Yeah.
He's just sat there watching, probably.
No. There's no.
Wait until he's done.
Yeah, no clue. Okay.
No, that's all right.
Right, that's just a woman getting ready, and he's fine.
Yeah, he's just sat there, and
he's got a great pair of legs.
Right, well, he's sat there in the wheelchair watching.
No, he's not in a wheelchair.
Listen. Right.
Yeah.
Everybody looks at him.
No, her. He's saying she turns heads.
Walking around with him.
Yeah, walking around with me. We're both walking around.
Are you all right?
Yeah, nice thing to say.
He's all right. Right?
Yeah, he is all right because he's got a great pair of legs.
Right, he might not have any legs and that, but he's happy.
He has got legs.
Right.
He has got legs. I don't know why you think he's in a wheelchair.
There's no clue whatsoever. It seems to be based solely on, do you feel all right?
Yeah.
Which she's just saying really because they're together at a party. Maybe he doesn't know anyone else there.
Leg. Right, just hang on. So he can't drive.
Because he's drunk, probably. He's had a great time. He's been dancing.
Puts him to bed.
Because he's drunk.
Wow. Is he, though?
He's turned out the light.
His hands work. Is that it?
Yeah, there's no clue.
But the thing is, that's what I'm picturing.
But that doesn't mean it happened. You picture people that are half man, half moth. It doesn't mean it's possible. Do you know what I mean, Carl? What you think is usually not true. Suzanne is totally right. There is no reason. I have never, ever thought that Eric Clapton was singing about a little fella in a wheelchair. And the one clue in that, there's two, isn't there? Are you all right? Oh, let me say that, little cripple. Right, and I'll give her the car keys. Oh, why is she driving? He ain't got any legs.
Pushing him around and that.
No, pushing him around.
So he'll do one more next week then.
Okay.
XFM.
Jack Johnson on XFM. Carl.
All right.
Yeah, we were talking briefly earlier about something that you'd been reading.
Well, it's just that you're always having a go at me, saying, you know, you're never happy.
True.
You know, what cheers you up? What's the best thing that can happen for you and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, sorry, I have never said to you what's the best thing that can happen for you.
No, but
I'm
like
trying to encourage you.
Steve's, and you have a bit. I've started reading more and I'm doing more science stuff, even though some of it does me head in. Like I say, knowledge is almost annoying. Right, knowing about that mammoth is
annoying. Think about being a quote.
Yeah.
Things like, if I have seen furthers cluster on the shoulder of giants, we will fight them on the beaches. E = MC squared. Knowledge is annoying.
Yeah.
That's an amazing one. Karl Pilkington, 2005.
No, but it can get you down, can't it?
Right.
Knowing stuff that's going on.
Yeah, knowing stuff. But sometimes I don't want to have stuff in my head. When I read a horrible story or someone tells me, I wish I didn't know it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. But at the same time, there was something in the paper about things to do before you die. And it was just stuff that I sort of looked at. I thought, don't want to do that. Cross that off. Not bothering with that. At number one, you always know what's at number one. It's the same thing every time.
Swim with dolphins.
Yeah. Don't know why. Do you want to do that?
What's going on down there that it's so good? What do we
don't
not know
know
about?
I mean, yeah, it'd be fun. I'd love to sort of encounter most animals, to be honest. I mean, there's be a few animals on the top of the list. I'd rather hang out with a bunch of chimps.
I wonder if
I
it's.
love
I wonder if it's you're down there with dolphins and you're swimming with them, and then they sort of they click away, they click,
And they tell you a secret.
You go into they lead you into a cave, right? But down there, it's like being at like Rolling Stones' house in the 1970s. It's
They're
like
smoking.
There's drink, there's women,
Yeah, they
there's
don't
Mars
tell 'em.
bars. There's like
They're eating tuna. They're loving tuna.
they love it, but they can speak. They go, "Oh, this clicking stuff, it's nonsense." We're having a wild time. Then they go berserk, go crazy. It's 24 hours of non-stop debauchery,
I think it's spiritual,
but
isn't
never
it?
mention it to anyone else.
It's incredible because they're so intelligent, and you know, do you know about dolphins though? That how intelligent they are.
Well, people keep saying that, but what have they done? Do you know what I mean? Why? What's someone done that they've gone? They spoke. I've read a book by a dolphin or whatever. What have they done that makes them so bright? It's the same way they go, they look after you, they save you and that. There's got to be one bad un in that bunch.
Of course they. Sorry, I wasn't suggesting they're all flipper. I'm not just they're constantly going round the oceans trying to save people. I mean, they're intelligent,
In what way?
What do you mean in what way?
Well, what do
you mean? Why do because
why
they
do
pass
people keep
tests?
saying they're bright?
Because of the things they can achieve and learn.
Like
and,
what?
And well, they can tell shapes, objects, colours. Sorry, Carl. I mean, they're no match for you. They're not as clever as you. They're way down the list. But it's all relative, isn't it? For a non-human, they're doing okay. They're up there with chimps,
So what do you want to do before you die? Anything? Any achievements you want to have?
Well, if I'm ill, I'd prefer to go to the doctors than to go with the dolphins.
Yeah.
Why are you suddenly ill? It's not, when they say things to do before you die, they don't literally mean the day before.
They mean
you croak.
that you want to experience life. You can do it over the next 20
Is
years.
that what you thought you meant? Like, literally
Is
the
that
24
what you
hours
meant?
before
Like
you
a
die?
priest there going, give me the lift. What is it, Grandad? Dolphins. No fit state, Grandad. Get me in the water. Get me down to Brighton. What do you think that list means?
Well, yeah, that, before you die.
You're incredible, Carl.
Amazing.
You're all this time.
Things to do before you die.
That's why he doesn't want to do any of them.
Didn't you think it was a bit extraordinary that you
So
had to
what
try
you-
and swim with dolphins and visit Disneyland and climb Mount
That's
Kilimanjaro
what I
all in
was
the same
saying to you.
afternoon?
That's why I said to you, I would be in no mood for a dip.
That's incredible! Always a new twist on things. Always a new twist on things.
But you say about travelling and that, you like travelling and stuff, but why?
Because I've seen and experienced extraordinary things. I went to Kenya once. I met a man who was a vigilante. He was cleaning up his neighbourhood because the police were too corrupt to do it. Carried a sword, and he was extraordinary. He'd been attacked, but he didn't care. He fought them off. He was trying in this little slum area to try and instill some law and order. He had to arrest his brother-in-law once. It was a fascinating story, and he was an extraordinary man.
I went to Manchester and I saw two lads with big heads and webbed feet looking at a house. There was a horse in the living room. I mean,
That's living.
Leave it then. Listen, I didn't realise it's like 7 minutes to, right?
well, come on then.
Well, let's do Rockbusters on
Yeah,
it.
do Rockbusters. And you got monkey news.
Well, we'll see if we've got time.
We got to do monkey news.
Listen though, Justin, if he's out in the office...
Oh, look, just quick, do the
Right, listen,
Rockbusters
right.
answers then.
Have you got a winner?
No, I don't even know the answers,
we'll
do I?
pick one. All right, then. The first one. right.
it's
I just dropped
chaos.
a plastic cup.
Right, the first one was, when I'm ill,
Yeah,
I throw up horse food. Right?
Yeah.
That's the clue. The initials were IH.
I got this one.
And that
I must say
that was I sick haze, because when you're ill, you're sick. What do horses eat? They eat hay. I sick haze. I sick haze is the answer. You got that? Second one, that garden tool. That garden tool you've got, it's not yours. What you doing with it? Right? ND.
that was different.
That was what's a garden tool? A rake. Right? If it's not yours, what have you done? You've nicked it. You've nicked Drake. You've nicked that rake. Nick Drake. Nick Rake. Right? So that's ND. You got that?
I don't know where to
That's
start.
fine. No, that's fine. That's fine.
The third one, that male sheep sounds well fed up.
Go on.
What's up with it? That was TR. That was that ram. That's a ram. That's a male sheep. It's fed up. It's moaning. Ram moans. Ramones. The Ramones. So they got that as well.
Well, let's give it to Jenny McKean from Isle of Wight, because she's got all three of those answers. And
Right, straight onto monkey news. It better be
no, let's play a record. We've
got to do monkey news. It's only 5 minutes to go.
We've got time for a record and then some monkey news, surely.
Bit of XTC.
Making plans for Nigel XTC. Okay, let's play the jingle.
Oh, chimpanzee that monkey news.
Right, this happened in Pittsburgh, right? There was a rock band, and they've got this studio in Pittsburgh and what have you, and they're laying down tracks and stuff like that. And in the studio that they use, right, there's this monkey works there. Right, cool.
I love the way he throws that in. Like he throws that in. This monkey works there.
No, he's just got a little gig there. He sort of he carries the equipment in, guitars, stuff like that.
He doesn't.
He does.
No, he doesn't.
He just sort of cleans up after the bands.
No, he doesn't.
Emptying the ashtrays.
Doesn't
that
happen.
Sort of stuff. He
Doesn't
does.
happen.
That's the gig it's got. Anyway, right.
Gets women out of the crowd that they want to go visit with
one arm.
So anyway, right. So the band's in the studio, right? And one of the band members brings some A&R fella to the studio to have a listen to the latest track. Right?
Yeah.
So they hit play, and they're all there going, "Yeah, brilliant, this is good."
Oh no.
Anyway. So the fella says, "Yeah, I like the track. I especially like the bass on it." Right?
Right, this is bullshit.
So
this is rubbish.
So
and they hadn't laid down a bass track.
So this is. Have you heard it? So
Carl, please don't do this to
me. So the A&R fella goes, and it's like the band members have stood about, and they're going, "That's good that you liked it." And they're saying, "Yeah, but what's he on about with the bass?" So
this is rubbish. This is absolute rubbish. Where did you get this from?
Please, because we never get to the end.
This is absolute nonsense.
So they played it back.
Yeah,
right?
and it's the chimp playing bass. Definitely not.
So they were like, "That's weird. We haven't got a bassist." Anyway, so they go, "Well, whatever, right?" So
we haven't got a bassist.
So
they go, "Whatever. Let's go."
Forget it.
XFM.